You're here, but I'm glad you are because tonight we're going to be going over the week 2 eviction or just week 2 overall in Big Brother 25. We just finished our second eviction of the summer where we saw Riley pull a Frenchie and go home in week 2 after being the week 1 HOH. Going home in a unanimous vote, 12-0. We had Heisem as HOH this week. Quite tyranny, or tyrannical, I should say, of an HOH that we had this week. We also had Heisem as the veto winner with an epic speech that I'm sure was great in person, but edited down to just an okay speech when we saw it on TV, actually. We had a blindside that almost happened for half a second, and then it didn't happen, and then it happened again, and then it didn't happen, and then we had the vote. But a lot of things to go over. Weird. 57 seconds into this, Roxy. We are going to go over week 2, our favorite moments, our least favorite moments, and what we have to look forward to in week 3, which will end and promptly start the third installation of the pressure cooker competition that we haven't seen in, what is it? What is my math? The math ain't mathin' for me. 19 years? Correct?
Oh, I can't. Well, don't ask for math.
Okay, I won't ask for math. But we're going to have the pressure cooker back as well eventually. And we're going to talk about all of that, whether greatly or poorly. Some of us are more medicated than others on this podcast. I won't say who is which. But we have the chat open. We are live. If you all want to bring up any questions, if you want to send me clips to play at the end of the podcast, we did that a little bit last week, or one person at least sent me a clip, and I really enjoyed that. So if you want to send me a clip, that's at Spicy Barrett.
Yes.
My Twitter's also in the description of the video. If you have a clip that you want to be shown that maybe we're not talking
My Twitter's
about.
there too.
Yeah, all of your Twitters are there. We get it. Even, yeah.
Don't
This
send
is
me
the Barrett
anything.
show.
Send it to Barrett.
If you send Roxy something, she won't see it. She will not do it.
I will not. I'm sorry. I'm not.
It's not just your reality, Barrett. It's our reality.
He's got a point.
Oh my gosh.
But my name is Barrett. If any of you are joining us for the first time, I am not alone on this venture. Joining me, as always, even though I say as always, even though it's not always, but I like to think that it's always, is the lovely Roxie Hotman and the Zack Perez. Zack, I want to come to you first because Roxy's going to give me probably a way bigger spiel since she hasn't been here in a while. So I'll come to you first, Zack. You said you were pissed off before I started this podcast about either this week or this episode. I couldn't really gauge because I was like, we're about to go and being all annoying. So tell me why you're pissed off about week 2 of Big Brother 25.
I am mad because, let me tell you, especially right now, we haven't had Battle Back since, what, BB 21? Which that kind of, yeah, that was a Battle Back. But they were still in the house and stuff and everything. But still, we haven't had a camp come back in so long. People are so worried about, oh, let's not blindside anyone. Oh, we have to all vote as one unit because that's what Dictator Heisem said. No, throw some rogue votes. No, have a split house. Do a blindside. If I was in that house and if I was getting blindsided, you can quote me right now. Even though I would be hurt in the moment because I would think I would not go out on a blind side, but that usually happens. I would rather go out on a blind side than go out and it just everyone would be like, oh yeah, you're going home. Sorry to tell you this. Sorry to burst your bubble, but yeah, your dream's over. Sorry, you can't do anything about it. Especially Heisem's on his little high horse ass. It's just he's just so annoying, and him having talked to me, I don't know why Riley would even just sit and like she was talking with people, but still, even during that meeting, like we will talk about it, but I would just go out and on a rampage because at the end of the day, like, come on, you're playing Big Brother, like have some powers, have some agency in the game. Don't let someone tell you your game's over. And this house is just the house is entertaining, don't get me wrong, but still, like, is the blindside too hard to ask for? I don't know who the last person we had some blindsides last season. Like Amira was a pretty good blindside, and we liked it. I mean, is it too hard to ask? Like, come on.
Apparently, it is too hard to ask sometimes. I mean, I feel like it's been a struggle to get a genuine blindside for many years in Big Brother, but I agree. Heisem definitely needs to get off of his high horse ass, and definitely deserved for there to be a blindside to him, especially this week. But I also understand where the professors were coming from, specifically Suri and Izzy and company.
Don't play devil's advocate.
I know, I get it because no, they went through the
Just
same
kidding.
thing though. They went back and forth. They were
Yeah.
high on. We saw this a lot tonight. They were very high on after the speech, being like, we can't just let this guy boss us around. Heisem goes around preaching on honesty and integrity. This is me more or less quoting Izzy and Sari during all of this, preaching honesty, integrity. We don't need to make any or we need to be making these side alliances, and we need to let everyone know about it. But also, I'm gonna go make a side alliance with Jag and Blue in America. He's doing all of these things and being hypocritical to his own alliance already. I understand why that's a red flag, but also he's still on your side, and that's kind of like the balancing act. We saw, I feel like watching Sari for the past 2 days is just watching her head spin about every single issue that has gone on, and it's just the path of least resistance. We saw that conversation many times. Cameron and Riley are both on the block. Both are on the other side of the house. Both of them will go after Heisem, so why ruffle any feathers? And I understand you want a blindside to happen. I totally get it. I want a blindside to happen too. That would have been great. But it's a bad week for blindsides, both cinematically and in the Big Brother house. But yeah, we'll discuss this more. But I want to get Roxie in on the mix because I think she feels like she can't talk until I acknowledge that she's also here. Roxie, how to come to you next?
Sorry.
So, Roxie, you're joining us for the first time after watching live feeds and everything for the past 2 weeks. You joined us briefly per the premiere where I described what the premiere was like to you who had not seen it yet, which was very fun for me. But now you are here. We are over 2 weeks into this game. How do you feel about this season overall? Who are your favorites? And more importantly, who are your least favorites?
Wait, is my mic on?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
Your boy
I couldn't
Heisem.
remember if I turned it back on. Sorry. I wasn't actually waiting on you to call my name, Barrett.
Whoa.
Whoa. If anything, he's
I was
Cameron.
actually talking to Daniel,
Ah.
the icon, about it.
Daniel Durston. Interesting.
Huh?
Interesting choice.
Yes. Hey, Amanda. No, last week I kept asking in chat, where's Daniel? Bring back Daniel. And I saw somebody asking about him today. So I was like, Daniel, the chat wants you. I mean, sometimes I am the chat, but also. Anyway, so I'll just tell you, Daniel is devastated that Riley went home tonight.
I believe it.
Called that.
Now
Me
your
too, though.
feelings on the season.
I mean, on the season as a whole, first of all, I absolutely hate this theme. Like, I can't stand it. It's so stupid. It's the most ridiculous theme in the entire world. But it's Big Brother, so...
Roxie hates number 25.
Right. This is season 25. And while I appreciate that they are going to maybe bring back... Because that was one of my big complaints is like, why it's season 25. Bring back some of the iconic things and get rid of this cheese fest that we have going on. But then they announced tonight about pressure cooker. So, I mean, maybe I guess they're going to bring some stuff back. But I really hate this theme. it's so stupid. It really is. Just play the freaking game. But as far as the cast... I'm kind of mixed on it. Some people I really like, and some people I'm just like, get off of my screen. I can't stand you. Like, our outgoing HOH. Like, who even does he think he is? Ugh.
I gotta disagree. I am so glad Heisem was on this cast. I'm not a fan of him, but if he
winner pick.
he gave me so much life this week just with his ridiculous DRs. When he said F Jag in that DR last night, I lost it. That was the most perfect delivery that he could have given. So I understand. You don't
yes.
like him.
No, I
Barrett's
agree
winner
with
pick.
you on that part. Like, he's good TV. Like, you can't just have every single person that you like, because that would be so boring. If everybody's like, we just love each other and we're all so similar. No, you have to have like it's a polarity that you have to have, or your show is going to be total crap, even crappier than it already is. I love this show, but you know what I mean? Like, so in that respect, yeah, I get it. We have to have Heisem I just don't like him. You asked who I liked and don't like. You didn't
wasn't saying you were incorrect. I was just saying that.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, who?
Jameson. Heisem is Roxy's Beth from the challenge. Dude. Beth. Oh, yes. Beth's fantastic TV, but I can't stand her. I cannot stand her. So that was hilarious. Thank you for that, Jameson.
So, who do you like?
Well, I mean, obviously Sari. I mean, we saw live when I found out that she was going to be on the
That
show.
is true. Literally, we watched your reaction to it.
It was like, I love her. I love Felicia. I always have to stop and go, Felicia. Yes. Every time. I love her. Like, I think she gives great TV, and I also enjoy her. Izzy gets on my nerves. Cameron, yikes. I like Mimi. I really like her.
Yes, Mimi is solid. We don't get any of Mimi's storage room rants or HOH bathroom rants in any of the episodes so far. So I'm waiting for the time that we finally get that compilation.
Probably see them in like 2 weeks or so.
Yeah, when she's like out of the house now, and they're like, let's just flashback real quick to Mimi's like
she's
golden
not
moments.
She's not on anybody's radar though. She's not going anywhere anytime soon unless it's like an accident.
Yeah. I could definitely see that as well. And we'll sit here in 2 weeks and she'll be out of the house and we'll be like, oh, well, that sucks.
Yeah.
It's like literally Amira last year. We're just like, winner, all the way. No way anybody's going to get rid of her. And then 6 days later, well.
Chat says, Heisem brings back old school BB vibes, and I appreciate that. Jameson said that. Yeah, actually, that is true. It's like, I'm talking like old BB, like Roddy and people like that, where it's like, oh, I cannot stand this guy. But also, what would the season have been without him? You know, just saying. Heisem is like that.
I like that, and I think maybe that should be a big first talking point because Heisem was the main character of the week, so we can talk about him for a little bit longer. Because we got to see tyrannical Heisem, who liked old school vibes. I think in a large sense of just telling people to their face that they are his target and telling the whole house that this is their target. Please vote them out, which is refreshing. But I understand if you're in the house, that's a way to vilify someone.
Like, you can't do that unless you're Dr. Will. Don't do that. That's the only person who can play that game is Will and nobody else. I mean, even Dan, as good as he was, couldn't play that game. You can't go up to somebody and go, hey, I don't like you, and so I'm just going to send you home. What?
Zack did.
What?
That's true.
Zack rants.
Oh, Zack rants. Okay.
Zack and me did. I did.
Yeah, I did. Did you not watch my season?
What in the hell are you talking about? No.
Season 18,
Zack,
I was on there.
Okay, no, here's the difference. Zack wasn't in charge of anything. I love Zack. But Derek sent people home and had Zack tell people that. That wasn't him. The whole Fruit Loop Dingus thing, that was...
All from the mind of Derek. All from the mind of Derek.
Well, it was heavily encouraged, but wasn't it like an America's thing to have somebody do that? And they picked Zack because they knew he would. And that it was encouraged. I don't remember.
I'm
just saying.
No.
He wasn't in Team America.
You're probably thinking about
but they had to get somebody to do it.
They had to get someone to think that someone was related to an ex-house guest, and they got people to think that Zack was related to Amanda Zuckerman.
Yes.
I
do remember that.
Really pulling back.
I do remember that.
They either had to convince people that Zack was Amanda's cousin, or they had to put on a play. Neither option was to save Donnie, though. That wasn't. You don't remember that week?
That was a separate challenge.
Yeah, it was a separate challenge, but they had to put on a play or save Donnie. What was the code word? Apple pie. I'm getting so off course.
Okay. BB25.
Yeah, BB25. Can I play before I forget Heisem's goodbye message to Riley because I thought it was really funny.
Yeah,
You're worthy and you're gold. I said it.
he said it was such. Ugh.
Okay, share
Worthy
screen.
and you're cool.
I would like to show people this video.
Mm.
We're all we're all worthy. This is already going down the drain. We're all worthy and we're all gold. Anyway, here's Heisem once I click play.
Riley, if you're seeing this, that means you've been evicted. I'm not sure why you put us on opposite sides. But regardless, 1, you are worthy, and 2, you are pure gold.
What was that?
You should have just done he should have blew a raspberry.
He should have. Yeah, he definitely could have. Yeah, that was very strange. But also, Heisem in the DR this week just gave me life in general. Also, his speeches did. It's just, I can't tell. Sometimes I think he's doing it on purpose. Like, he loves being the villain. We got some evil laughs from him at times in the DR, especially this week. So it's like, part of me
That's just
knows
his
that
laugh.
he knows he's the villain, but also, like, I can't tell how much of it is serious. Oh my God.
He's giving off Nicole from last season.
You think?
He definitely shops at Forever 41. They only shop with honesty and integrity there, so they're one and the same, except for where Nicole had no power whatsoever. We got a whole week of his whatever. Heisem. Sorry.
His who's that?
Felicia Heisem. Come on.
Let's
work on it.
He's gone is about to be what his name's going to be.
Oh.
Yeah. But I'm just thinking, and if it's what he's thinking, if he thinks that he's getting a good edit and he's being viewed as I'm doing the right thing, I am the hero of this season for getting out the snake that is Riley, who was rooting or who was trying to put me on the block and said my name. If he's thinking that way,
I mean, look, I get the whole, obviously, if somebody is targeting you, take them out. Absolutely. I get that. I don't even mind the sneaky, underhanded, backstabbing. I really like that aspect of the game. What I do not like is Heisem. No, what I do not like is like his delivery and like there's no finesse in the way that he did anything at all, which is kind of humorous on one hand because it's like, what the hell are you doing? What is wrong with you? Seriously.
Yeah, for real.
But on the other hand, it's like, what are you doing? I mean, I don't even know how to explain it. Like just the way that he talks down to people, and he's just, I don't know if y'all are aware of this, but Heisem is the best player who's ever played the game, and he is the smartest person in the house, and he does know everything, and he will tell you how to do everything. Like, breathe now, in, out. Like, it's like he's like dictating every single thing that everybody does, and that I don't like. Ugh. Yeah. Annoying.
You know who he reminds me of now that I think about it?
Yourself.
I was thinking of someone who's Judd. Did you say Judd?
I said Barrett, but I was joking.
No, Cameron reminds me of Barrett. No. I was trying to think of someone that's like unintentionally shows no emotion a lot and like gets mad at like the weirdest things or like gets overly mad about things that happen to them. Do y'all know who Laurel is from the challenge?
Oh my gosh. The victim, like the victim of all victims, Laurel. Yes.
He reminds me of her. But I like Laurel, don't get me wrong. I really love her. But
she used to follow Gunner. I don't know why, because he
to school?
Is not like, yes, actually every day it became a real problem, and I'm like, there is an Amazonian woman out here following my child to school. No, he doesn't even watch that show really, or like, I don't know. It was so weird. He's like, that Laurel chick follows me, and I'm like, the real one? And it was.
followed
Like,
me.
The real one.
She followed me on Twitter, and then Nani from the challenge used to follow me on Instagram.
yeah, but you're a fan. Gunnar didn't know who she was.
I was a freshman in high school when she followed me. I didn't know Nani knew who I was. Anyway, back on Big Brother, but that's what he reminds me of. Just
Were you
because
just saying food in a plastic bag?
Was that a bologna?
Live on the pot? That looked like one piece of bologna in a plastic bag. Why? Why did that happen?
it is baloney.
Gunnar just.
I just saw a hand reach out with like 2 pieces of
Here's some
bologna.
baloney.
I gotta talk about Big Brother 25 and you don't want to pull in these antics on me.
Meow. No, Gunnar. Gunnar just came home from my dad's house, and they had my dad's friend had brought smoked bologna over to his house, and Leighton and I both were like, "Oh my god, I love smoked bologna. I want some. It's good." And so Gunnar just brought it home, and he thought after he did the swoop in with the bag of bologna like this, he said, "Are they laughing? I know it got Barrett real good." Yes. Oh my gosh! Can you put this in the refrigerator,
This
please?
is a good point.
Is he
to
just
really
standing
press
there
that we're also
reacting?
on audio only because the people that are listening on audio only will have no idea what just happened. But I swear, a bag of bologna was just handed to Roxie. Go watch the YouTube video. God, that was ridiculous. How am I supposed to get on track from here now and talk about Heisem again when I'm just gonna be thinking about bologna?
He's such a bologna head.
Yeah.
There you go. There's your segue.
Heisem
Bologna,
is a bologna
meat,
head.
meatball. Oh, Heisem's such a meatball.
Yeah. He's on
bologna head was
Jersey
better.
Shore. He's a bologna head. It's a thing.
I'm so sorry for that, but I'm also not apologizing for that moment. Anyway, Heisem could be out of the house next week. Who knows? If we have a professor in power, I think that's going to make things really interesting because the temptation will sure be there, especially if we have someone like Izzy that is in power and is very can change like with the blow of a wind. Izzy has a new decision on what she wants to do, which is a real shame
And she's
because the show.
passionate.
And she is. Me and Zack
Yes.
sat here and played so many Izzy clips last week of things that we loved. And so I would love it if she had an HOH reign. I think she has deserved more airtime in all of these episodes because I was looking at, before the podcast, the DR count for this year so far. And the fact that Izzy doesn't even crack the top 10 in DRs blows my mind. America
Well,
has
it
more
is a
DRs
shame.
than Izzy, like a lot more.
Yeah, it is a shame because Izzy she's the kind of cuckoo where it's like you can't it's like the train wreck, you cannot not look. It's like, oh my gosh, she's talking again, but what is she saying? Oh my gosh, it's like that with, oh my gosh, the cats are fighting. I'm terrified. Whew, okay. The thing that I dislike about Izzy is the same thing that I actually like about her, and that is that every single thought or whatever that she has, she says it out loud and with such conviction. It's like so aggressive. It's like, I'm going to use this chapstick right now. Does anyone else need chapstick? Everyone needs chapstick. And I'm like, okay, I'll take some chapstick. Like, I would be terrified to be next to her because she's just everything is like, and let me tell you something. And I'm like, okay, John Cena, chill out. I'm telling you, she's killing me.
For
I'm gonna use
old
my
time's
chapstick.
sake. I'm going to play it one more time.
Like, maybe I'm a cold ass
I know,
bitch,
it's not my
but I don't care.
Like, maybe I'm a cold bitch, but I don't care.
Yeah, Izzy is not
Oh.
long for this game, but also if she somehow won this game, I would equally not be surprised because she's so in
Don't
your
do
face
Izzy
about-
like that. She's at least gonna make it to jury.
Oh,
What
she's
makes
a
you
good
think
jury
she's
pick.
leaving soon?
I didn't say soon, but I don't think she's good for like.
You said she's not here for long.
She can
He
be
said
first
she's
juror.
not long
This
for
game's
this
100
game.
days. Her being the first juror would still not be here for long. So, sorry, I'm passionate.
Well, I mean,
about
I guess
Izzy
technically-
and when she's
You're
going to get
passionate about
evicted.
Izzy and her time.
I know.
Yeah.
Barrett just channeled her.
You heard it here first.
She's
Izzy
one of my
is first
favorites.
juror.
Let me balance it out by saying I also think that she is not going to get crazy far in the game. So, Roxie, what do you think about Izzy being the sole secret holder to the Suri and Jared relationship? Would you trust Izzy with this secret?
Kirsten
Well, I
knows now.
think. Do what, Zach? What'd you
Well,
say?
Kirsten and Riley also know now, but in the house specifically, Izzy being the sole secret holder
I
of
was
Suri
trolling
and Jared's
her.
relationship.
Like, I mean, do they have any choice but to trust her?
No.
No. It's like, okay, so actually I was talking about this with my dad very early on. Because my dad was like, that was so smart of her to do that. And I was like, I don't think she gave any thought to it whatsoever. I think she went just like this. Oh my God, that's Suri. And that's her kid. Hey, guess what? I know. Like, it was literally like that. Instead of honestly using that as leverage at some point. I think I would have told him, but I wouldn't have told him immediately. I would have waited until I needed to use it as leverage, but just kind of like a weird kind of game, because it's like you risk somebody else finding out, and then it doesn't have the power that you would need it to. But if you look at it in terms of nobody else knows it at all, they're busy thinking Felicia is Denzel Washington's sister. And so, and that Big Sissy Banana, can I call you Big Sissy in the chat?
I mentioned Big Sissy Banana last week.
What the
And
heck?
so I'm glad I summoned Big Sissy Banana.
Yeah.
I call you Big Sissy.
You are magical. Both of you. Big Sissy Banana, can I call you Big Sissy, and Barrett, both
Thank you. I
full of
appreciate
magic.
that.
But anyway, I mean, would I trust Izzy with that secret? I would not have a choice but to trust her. The real key is going to be, how can you get her out without her spilling your information? Like,
You have to push
how
her
are you
through a
gonna do it?
portal that we saw this week for the
Yeah.
HOH comp.
I trust
mean-
I trust Izzy more than I trust Jared.
Well,
He even whenever he
as-
was
from whose point of view?
anyone's.
You trust Izzy more than you trust Jared.
Well, I was
That's
talking
true.
about it to keep a secret, to keep
Ah.
that secret.
Okay. Well, yeah, of course.
Trell in
Jared's gotta
chat
keep that
says-
secret. Izzy doesn't really have to.
I mean, yeah,
Well,
but
true.
still, Jared's loose lips, like, literally,
Yeah,
even
but-
whenever he was talking with Cameron, he was like, whenever they were talking about stuff, and he's like, well, you don't know what I have up my sleeve, or whatever he said. And then I'm like, why would you even say that? I mean, it's Cameron, don't get me wrong. Like, Cameron's not going to be like, oh, he has a secret relationship or something like that. And then
Mhm.
he's already said, oh, my nickname is da-da-da-da-da. And then,
Zach's impersonations. I cannot.
I have a Zack impersonation thing later on that I want to talk about, but I don't want to get too crossed with our
Okay, well,
with our
hold on.
topics.
Back up for 1 second. See, Trell in chat said, Izzy technically didn't know it was a secret when she told Jared, but still should have shown restraint. I mean, for real. Like, more than
Yeah.
2 minutes.
Or
More than 2 minutes.
At least
But-
quieter.
Yes, but keeping a secret,
dude,
I mean,
dude,
she's kept all
you're
kinds of
Cerise,
secrets.
you're Cerise' son. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
That is basically how it went. Jared, get over
it is
here.
true.
Uh,
I just don't even know.
regardless,
yeah.
love Izzy. She's gonna win the game. Like I
Okay.
just said earlier.
Well, yeah, you have to pick a new winner pick because yours might be leaving out the front door next week.
Listen, I don't support my Heisman winner pick from Premiere Night. Okay.
Hey,
we're
no,
well past
no,
that.
we're sticking with it. We are sticking with it.
No.
But-
Well, I might have actually said that on a Sunday after the premiere episode, so our second podcast, which is even more offensive that I said it after watching the live feeds. But he hadn't been in Power yet. Now that I've watched him in Power, I don't think Hysam's long for the game unless he goes on an insane comp win streak every time someone tries to get him out.
Well, Barrett, he can't.
Barrett,
He's
don't
got
jinx
to
us like
pull
that.
back. He has got to pull back and stop making such a target out of himself.
3 comps
with
in a row.
all of his wins and how amazing he is. Some of y'all in this group are going to have to pick up the slack. I can't keep winning and putting a target on myself for all of you because we have a target. Let me tell you who it is. Shut up, Hisam.
Guys, we're going to get out who I want to get out this week. Okay? And we're all going to vote the way I tell you. And no one's going to make side alliances besides me because you guys suck at winning.
I
pretty
win,
much.
so
Up with
I
the
get to make
competitors.
my own alliances. Once you start winning, then maybe you can make your own alliance. That is not a part of this one. That is my alliance.
But in the meantime, go make a friend with someone else on the other side of the house. But absolutely hang out with them and do not, under any circumstance, form an alliance with them. And if it is, it better be fake. Hey, Brett. Resident pharmacist Brett
Hey, Brett.
in the chat.
Hey, Brad.
Also, Hisam basing some decisions off of what house some house guests belong to in Harry Potter is kind of amazing that he included that in this week as well. I know you don't have to go too in depth on that, but Roxy,
I
I
would
didn't know
love
if
to
you
go
had-
in depth.
I know you want to go in depth on it, but him even mentioning it in the HOH room while trying to figure out who to target, which I mean, he already knew who to target, but while discussing his nominations was not something I expected, but something I probably should have expected from Hisam after this week, or after observing him as HOH for just even an hour. Regardless, though,
Let's just go over what house people are in.
I don't remember whose house people are in. I just
don't-
remember that
I don't know.
Hisam brought up that Cameron was a Hufflepuff and him
I
being
know,
concerned
and-
about it, I think.
I don't think Cameron's a Hufflepuff. He's a squib. Come on. Hufflepuffs are the life of the party. And I mean, they are kind of goosey, but that's not. Cameron is not in a house. Albus would never let him in. Come on.
If you say so.
Hufflepuff.
Other things about Hisam, we'll naturally bring up Hisam throughout the podcast, and Izzy. It's impossible not to. But I do want to bring up other things that happened that were important this week. We had the Nether Gorgon HOH, which looked like they went to a different... They really took advantage of this writers and actors strike and went to another part of the CBS lot to film the HOH competition, which was like demon musical chairs, which is the best way I could describe it, where we saw Hisam win. He went through the portal, which was real, by the way. That actually wasn't CGI, and went back into the house. And then we also saw Hisam win the veto this week, which was a controversial one, I would say, having Matt in a veto that had to do with listening to
Sound.
recordings, which was really suspicious and didn't sit well with me, and I didn't like it.
Yeah, and
Me either.
I didn't appreciate. Notice, I don't think this has ever been done before. I have, at least, especially in the beginning, especially in veto comps, no one else's time was shown besides the top 3.
The top 3, yeah.
CBS, get your shit together,
Yeah, right.
because this is
Roxy's-
unacceptable. Like, come on.
They need to
Just
call
say,
you.
I don't know what his time was. We don't know what his time was. Show it and own it, okay? Like, read the room, bro. You know you fucked up.
That is my line, Zach.
You should have told me
Read
you
the
were gonna-
room.
Yeah, you should have told me you were going to go off like that. I would have made you big.
Oh, sorry.
You would have been like this, telling CBS all that stuff.
I would have made you big. Thank you, Jameson.
Is Zack the one medicated instead of Roxy? I do think of that often
We
when,
swi- we
when
switch
they're on a
off.
show together. Their energy just bounces off of each other very well. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm not medicated at all because I can't get my ADHD medicine and it's terrible.
Yeah, Shy Boy, like the lack of awareness when sitting in that meeting deciding competitions. Like, were they just having their fingers crossed hoping that Matt wasn't going to be picked for veto. If anything can be confirmed out of this week is that veto draws are not rigged. If that's the case, because if that was the case, they would have taken Matt's chip out of that bag really quickly because they didn't want this PR nightmare for them again for the second week in a row. That has to do with
a
Matt.
PR nightmare. They've
EW
never
put out-
considered it.
EW put out a freaking article before the competition was even out. They're like, how Big Brother is accommodating a deaf house guest. Read now.
Not at all. That's how. No, I thought it was really interesting for the edit how they made it appear that everything, like Matt listened to the clues and never once was like couldn't understand it or anything like that. But then when they showed Blue, she's like I don't know what they're saying, and then what's like, it was like she didn't know any of the things, and I'm like, God, I thought the ceiling was caving in, and then like I don't know, the whole thing just, I did not like it. I did not like it at all. It was, how can you, if you know you have a hearing impaired house guest, how in the hell are you going to have a competition at all that requires, literally, it is contingent upon you wearing headphones and trying to decipher clues, like auditory clues? What?
Find the Glam Sock CD. Put the piano.
Like, if you wanted to do this comp, you could have done it without, like, they just wanted to do the cool, like, DJ scratching thing. That's really all it was, because they could have done it. Remember, you know, how they used to do, like, the face morph thing? They could have done it like that, where you could decipher clues on some sort of psychedelic wall or something like that. And then that would have been fair to everyone playing. I mean, unless they were vision impaired. But you know what? Next year, when they have a vision impaired person, they'll do that comp.
Yeah, that's when they'll definitely switch it up. Yeah, that blew my mind. And we kind of knew that.
Ridiculous.
Here, actually.
What's that?
We're all vision impaired in here.
That's
I
true.
know. We all got our lookers on.
Yeah, we can't see anything because all these reflections that are on our glasses right now. Can't hide it, can we? We were going over before the podcast how we were going to hide the reflection in our glasses from the screen. It's not really possible unless we just kind of look over here the entire time, which we figured
The
would be
entire
too
podcast
awkward.
were like this.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a interesting choice of a veto comp. Zach, do you remember any of the prompts from the veto comp that they did? Any of the clues? I hope someone joined and watched live right then and only then. Immediately clicked on, heard that, clicked off, and that's it. They'll never be here again.
I almost choked on this piece of candy just now.
At least it's not bologna.
Yeah.
That's true. It could be worse. As if choking on one thing is better than choking on another thing.
One
you're
bag of
choking on a
bologna,
piece of
please.
candy? At least you weren't choking on bologna. That's a lot worse.
Do you eat your bologna with the bag on or off?
On. She likes to
How
live
do you?
dangerously.
Like, don't be ridiculous.
But I'm surprised I didn't do anything with Ben Joseph.
Yeah,
You know-
Van Joseph. Forgot about that happened. Yeah, didn't get anything besides like a cool Taylor tweet. I saw she tweeted like that's his new photo in her phone.
Well,
Of
did
him.
you see what Joseph tweeted?
No. I don't keep up with a lot of people, so the fact that he even saw the Taylor tweet was a miracle. What did he tweet?
Someone please send it. We have to show it. Like it has to be shown. I can't describe it to
I'll
you.
go find it. I'm on his Twitter now. Oh, is it the? I think I know what it is.
Oh yeah.
I'll just put it
You
up.
know what it is.
Is it this one? For those of you who are not watching and only listening, Joseph tweeted, in quotes, Joseph, did you see you're in the BB25 veto? And then me in the veto, colon, and it's just a screenshot of Patrick in the band episode of SpongeBob. If you know it, you know it. That's very accurate. I really like that.
If the owner of the white sedan, you left your lights on.
Great reference.
Shy Boy said one mention from America about Joseph, but I thought Heisem also acknowledged it. No?
I don't know. Once I realized last night, because I was watching this after the fact, that they were just gonna show everyone in full do the veto competition.
Oh,
and
you
like,
were like, meh.
yeah, it got to a point where I kind of skipped because I was like, I do not need to watch all of them do these same clues. Oh, I don't need to hear tuba toothpaste. Pierre,
Tuba
toothpaste.
There's only so many times. I can do that.
Harmonica.
Also, I liked Matt's joke where he said, "I don't even know what a tuba is," because I don't. Because
Wait, was that a joke?
yeah, he said it himself in the DR.
Oh.
Not everyone knows what a tuba is.
Well, he's like, "What use do I have for that?"
Yeah, tuba toothpaste is even more specific. How are we supposed to find that?
Did you guys have to say stroke and joke at the same time? How phallic, says Jameson.
Yeah, I don't even know if you'll notice this earlier. When I was playing that Heisem video, there was a clip of him just in his underwear in the HOH room that got snuck into that compilation. I didn't even realize it was in there, and I got really embarrassed when it was playing. But y'all were busy talking, so I don't think you noticed it, but I think Jameson definitely did because he asked me why I did that. Anyway, I wanted to acknowledge that I saw that, and I'm embarrassed by it. But yeah, anything more about that veto competition from last night? Random topics. If you're watching this after the fact, I would look for timestamps because at this point, the way that we are jumping around, because I already know I'm gonna mark baloney bag on this podcast. So if there's timestamps at the end of this podcast and you want to jump around, feel free to. It would be on your.
I had
benefit.
nothing to do with the baloney bag.
You didn't. That's not on you. That's
What are you
not your
talking
fault.
about? It's your bit.
Yeah, it's just your thing.
It's my go-to. Hey, at the most inopportune time, swing this bag of bologna in my face, okay?
I will say though, I got all of the things correct on the first listen, so I don't know if it's
but
just me, but
it
seemed pretty
is just
easy.
you.
It's just,
Because that's not actually what the people playing were hearing, right?
I doubt
Like
it.
they were just
I would
doing
think
that for
so.
us.
I mean, like, obviously, what, they're playing a whole 1 minute track or something? I don't know. Heisem got it in what? A minute?
a minute 45 or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I didn't really pay attention to how that worked because I mean, obviously, it wasn't a real record. So was there just someone sitting off to the side and like waiting for them to move it, and they're just
It was
playing
somebody. No, it was somebody sitting off to the side with a microphone. They were spinning fake records. And it was making no
And they're on
noise.
the
And
side
somebody's
going,
over there
Put
like,
it in piano.
They had me off to the side. That's why I was so good.
yes. They called
Clam
Zack.
sock
CBS
CD.
called. They called Zack. They said,
No,
Zack,
they had-
get here as soon as possible. Bring your baloney.
They had DJ No Show time there.
Okay, that ends that topic. So we'll move on. No, never mind. We'll wait for that. What did y'all find Heisem's speech particularly interesting?
I would have liked the unedited version.
Because that was the driving point for the week. Because the edited version that we got was not that substantial, which I feel like we hear that a lot in Big Brother, where everyone's like, "What a brutal speech! I can't believe they said that." And then we watch it in the
Hope
episode.
you don't go home.
Yeah, we watched the episode and they're like, "I'm sorry, I did this," and we're like, "What does that mean?" Well, that wasn't what we were told was said.
Well,
I mean,
that's so weird because they give us an edited version, like a really watered down version of what was supposedly a scorching speech. But then they have the DR sessions where people are acting like, I don't know, after he gave that speech, I'm thinking about changing my mind. Like it was just, I can't believe he said that. But I'm like, said what? What? Because, so it does, what I'm saying is, CBS, get it together, because having a watered down speech doesn't mesh with you having diary rooms that are talking about how harsh his speech was. Give us both, or have people in the diary room not talk about it. It's weird.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that this edit is just not sitting well with me lately. Like, I don't know. I always.
Oh,
What?
chat says people on the feed said the speech was 5 to 6 minutes long.
That's what I heard too. So editing it down must have been tough, and I get that. And I get having to frame
No,
a lot of this
it's not
episode even
tough.
having to be a blindside, because it might have been as of last night before everyone woke up and said, actually, we don't want to anymore. So there's like things about the edit that I get sometimes, but there's so many. I just feel like there's so many things they're leaving out, man. There's so much happening in this house that they don't even like breeze by, that they just breeze by in all of these episodes, or just not include altogether. Like we already mentioned Nicole and how much of a character she is on the feeds and how much gold she is giving. Izzy is giving so much gold on the feeds, and we just don't get to see it. I mean, and just how weird Cameron is even. Last week we saw that and hoped that it would at least get some airtime this week. Nothing.
He is so weird.
Which we got I guess tonight we got the whole Felicia related to Denzel Washington theory that he had.
Which was really weird, but not creepy. A lot of the
It
weird things.
made the casuals fall in love with him.
Well,
Like,
it was
honestly,
funny.
like, and I'm just
no,
like,
I know.
it's
like, 'Cause
weird.
They don't. Well,
They don't
somebody
know.
today actually asked me why I didn't like him, and I'm like, well,
He's
I
a
mean,
creep.
Yeah. Like, he gives like some really weird vibes. And I hate to say that because he used to make fun of Daniel for talking about vibes and stuff, but Daniel's not here, so I'm going to channel him. Although Daniel did say he is watching the show, so I feel like Daniel may be making an appearance soon. He didn't watch last time. Anyway, yes, creepy uncle vibes, Shy Boy in chat says. Yes. Yes. But I can't place. Cameron looks like someone, and I cannot place it for the life of me. No, he doesn't look like Barrett at all. Why are you doing that? That's gross, Zach.
See,
Barrett, you're not
exactly
helping.
like him.
You're not helping.
That's all he does. But speaking of Cameron, since we're now mentioning him, Zach, when I listened to his eviction speech today, I thought to myself, wow, I think Zach could do a really good impression of him right now. Like he sounded like your impression of him last week when he did his eviction speech today. And so I made a note of that in tonight's episode. I literally just said, well, one, Cameron's Felicia Denzel Washington theory, that got it. But one of my notes just says, listening to Cameron give his speech, I think Zach could do a great Cameron impression. I was also really typing this fast. That's why it wasn't that eloquent of a note. But I just wanted to let you know that I think you could do a killer Cameron impression. So anytime we bring him up, I think you should imitate the situation if we ever bring one up in the future.
I will.
Okay.
I think you should play.
I won't imitate his speech because I honestly went to the bathroom because I didn't want to hear him talk.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
I can imitate his Denzel thing though. Be like, dang it. He's country.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
you
He
kind of
said, "I guarantee it."
Well,
That's
I
what
think
he
it's
said.
I think it's good because I
You know
think
what I'm talking- or I think people in here, there's people in here who may have some type of relationship with someone
I
like
think-
famous. We got like Instagram models. We got social media. I think someone
Do I
here,
need to remind you of Frankie Grande?
Frankie Grande.
Please, no.
Here
My
he
daughter-
is,
my
time
daughter's in
laser
here.
again.
My daughter's in here right now.
I
But
think you two
Felicia?
have somewhat similar accents. That's why I think you could do a good impression of him.
Are you calling me Cameron?
No, I'm not. Well, you called me Cameron. I'm calling you Cameron now. I think you could. I think you two have like similar country accents. Not like full on country, but I think the way that you talk quietly is the same way that he does. I'm not calling you Cameron though. I'm just saying that your voice.
I think that is what you're calling him.
I'm not calling you Cameron. Zach, you're not
I
Cameron.
think you are.
No.
Zach, don't take that from him. Don't do it. Fight back,
what should I
Zach.
do?
Come on. Channel your inner Izzy and fight back.
Yeah.
Get aggressive. No.
I may be a cold
you-
bitch by saying this, but I don't care.
That really hurt. That
Did
really
you
hurt me.
watch the clip from The Office that I sent you that said was Zack an impersonation, like a Zack impersonation? It was when Oscar was playing
Yes.
that game. It sounds just like when Zack has a stroke. What he's
Plantation.
plantation.
Anyway,
Yeah, it was the
Um,
Murder in Savannah episode for those
Yes.
who are wondering.
yeah.
The Murder in Savannah episode of The Office. Oscar does an accent that sounds exactly like Zack doing impersonations.
Yes.
So funny.
Cameron is the one who survived tonight, but he is also just as on the outs, and also is the one that is going to go after Heisem just as much as Riley would have been, which goes back to the path of least resistance. He just happened to be the one that would cause the least amount of problems for the next week for the professors, and that's really the only reason he's here. That's the only reason they really had their heads spinning, Suri and Izzy and the rest of the professors, about who to vote out this week, and they couldn't go back and forth on the flip-floppiness quite enough or voting to keep Riley to stay just wasn't enough of a reason to piss off Heisem, or enough of it. Like, what it came down to. What are my thoughts for this exactly?
Keeping Riley wasn't a good enough reason to make Heisem mad.
Thank you.
That's what
Not
The
when
path
he
of
wins
least
everything
resistance.
according to him.
Yes, also true. I win. We played that clip last week.
I just don't understand. He's not gonna play in the HOH. It does not matter. All he can do is win veto.
All he can do is win veto, and then win HOH, and then win veto again.
I
Which he
just,
just
2 weeks. Or in a week. Yeah, 2 weeks. In 2 weeks.
Okay, whatever.
I just envisioned what Zack would be like on the show, especially if he were on the same season with Izzy. Can you imagine the aggression and everything? Like, whatever. I would never
Yeah.
stop watching the feeds. It would be so good.
It's also good from a perspective of Heisem's going to protect the professors as well. So that's another angle that you always have to think about. Which, again, believe me, I wanted a blindside. That would have been amazing tonight. Would that have been the best thing for like Cerie's game, everyone's favorite right now? No. And I thought it was crazy that she even considered it in the first place. I get you have a long week. You got to go over every scenario. Scenarios. And you have to go through that scenario, especially when someone that is in your alliance is being so, I don't know, controlling to everyone. It's not going to sit well. And of course you want to rub it in the
Douche,
face.
yeah.
And especially if you're a fan of Big Brother. That sounds great. But you had to have people like Mikol, which she did all this week, as defend like, no, this is stupid. You're being emotional. I don't care if Heisem's doing this, that, and the other. He is part of our alliance, and he's going to at least protect us. And if not that, he's going to be a target for other people, which was the rationale that they had to come back to with preventing the vote flip in the first place. Which, again, Mimi needs more airtime, because Mimi was like the person who put up the wall. And, of course, you had people like Corey who's like, I don't care. I mean, either way, I'll support y'all. I don't think this is a good move to vote out to vote out Cameron. But if you want to do it, go for it.
Which which is his intention, coming off kind of nonchalant and like, I mean, agreeable, whatever, I'll do whatever. But he also did, I mean, like, I think Mimi was more vocal, even though she wasn't vocal, but she was more like, I don't think this is a good idea at all, but if everybody else is going to do it, like, I mean, I'll do it, but like, this is a good idea. Whereas it's like, he was more like, I mean, it's whatever, like almost agreeable, but really it's the same stance. It's just they both came off differently, and I prefer her way more, but his way is honestly so much more manipulative, which you know,
I also wanted to say that
which isn't bad.
I just didn't going along with is Corey technically in the professors now? Is he a part of that alliance now? I know they're like gaining his trust back and stuff, or like he's trying to get their trust back and everything for being shady a little bit at the beginning. Like, is he technically in it now?
I mean, I would say he's in the middle, but like professors leaning.
Yeah.
I don't know why I formed that like it's a political stance, but he is leaning professors right now.
Professors adjacent.
I just don't understand why at the beginning he wasn't just like not proclaiming Riley to be like, oh yeah, that's a great game move for me. Like he said that at the beginning, which is not ideal to say. I really don't know why he said it. I mean, it would be more tactful and more helpful for him, especially if you wanted to keep Riley, to be like, I mean, I've had game conversations with Riley. I wanted to try to work with her, but I just know that I'm not in her core group. I think if that we could try to persuade her to lean towards our side, that'd be better and beneficial. I feel like we're able to control her more than Cameron is, because Cameron has more loyalty to the other side, because that side's very like wishy-washy with her, because they're already planning on trying to go with us and vote her out for it to be unanimous. I feel like that's like what he should have done, instead of what he was doing this whole week was, oh yeah, it's going to be beneficial for me if she stays. Like, no doubt.
Yeah, that would have been one angle, especially.
I don't know. That's just me. It looks like I convinced Roxie, so.
Yeah, she's ready to vote out Cameron right now.
I was ready to. You didn't need to give me a speech. I'd have voted him out anyways because I don't like him. But
Yeah,
Speaking
I
of
think that would have been
people-
interesting framing, especially when you. I think the difficult part is that Cameron was so willing last week to have sit-down discussions with the other side, but at the same time, he also creeped them out, which was really funny. Where Riley didn't do that; she stayed very much on the handful side, which, like, rest in peace, handful, or family style, whatever they were gonna be. So I think the fact that Cameron was
Both
so
names are
willing and
stupid.
open maybe makes them think that he was more manipulative in the first place. I mean, I think Riley did decent work with Suri towards the end. It was just every time she tried to pitch herself to everyone else, it seemed like she would just say too much. And even last night, at one point, she was opening conversations with like, "I've told everyone else this, but so I'm just going to tell you this too," which is a terrible way to try to convince someone to keep you. It's just like, anyway, you're the 10th person I've talked to today about
Yeah.
the same exact thing, so let me give you my same spiel and see if it works on you.
Mm-hmm. There's
she-
nothing at all special about it.
Yeah. And she kept pitching, like, she kept using other people's names as like, these are my votes so far, specifically name by name. And that kept getting back to those people like Jag and Blue. And then Blue's over here like, stop saying our names. Like,
How
you don't
dare
need to
you?
talk so much.
Say
So
my name.
so she kept hurting herself as well. I think she was valid in saying in her exit interview with Julie that like there was a large amount of fear to get rid of her. Yes, partly fear, partly strategy, or partly, I should say, the path of least resistance, but also very much on you, Riley, I'm afraid. Not that Riley is the worst Big Brother player to ever play this game, but for someone who talked so much about how Kirsten was acting like Frenchie last week, her winning the first HOH and then getting evicted in the second HOH on a unanimous vote was really funny to me.
Yeah. Irony, right?
Yeah.
Continuing the trend of bad HOHs in the new era of Big Brother.
That's true. Three years in a row now, we have had the first HOH go pre-jury after having 2 seasons in a row where the first HOH won the game. And then BB20, first HOH was... Who won the first HOH in BB20?
Was it
Tyler? I don't know.
Tyler?
My guess was Tyler. It wasn't Casey, though. So
No,
I was
wait.
just
It
wondering...
was Swaggy, right? No.
He was weak
Someone
too.
in chat, please.
Well, while y'all think on that, I just want to address Alyssa in chat says off topic, but what happened to
Yeah, it
Daniel
was Tyler.
Icon Brown? It's funny that you asked that, Alyssa, because I was just talking about that earlier. Last week when I wasn't on the podcast, I was in chat for a minute, and I was saying, "Bring back the icon. Where's Daniel?" I was doing that, and then today I get on and see that, and so I just talked to Daniel on the phone, like texting while we were doing this, and he may show up at some point this season. He's definitely watching this season.
The secret 18th.
So please welcome in.
Yeah, I wish he had. I wish. I love Daniel. I still talk to Daniel regularly. The rest of the people can't stand. I'm just kidding. That's not true. They love Daniel too.
But seriously, please welcome in evicted house guest Riley.
I wish.
You got her on? Oh my god!
No.
How did I not see her waiting in the queue?
She's on the phone with Julie right now. Oh my gosh, is this my chin?
God, stop.
For real.
Sorry,
I'm talking to chat.
Talking about house guests that we don't like or don't appreciate. I just want to go on a tangent about someone that I have not liked this past week. And is very much going down in my ratings as far as house guests that I thought I would like.
Ooh, let me
guess. And I want them to go home pre-jury.
Let me guess.
Guess.
Oh, I forgot.
Jared?
I forgot everyone was playing the game. Damn it! I was gonna guess Jared, like third probably.
You were too slow.
I was gonna guess him at some point.
Jared's sexist comments. He is shaming women for their past discrepancies.
But he's such a little cutie pie. I don't know any of this, so tell me.
So wait. Can I just acknowledge real quick that Zack has built this up by saying sexist, and you are saying that he's a cutie pie. I just love the dichotomy.
But he made a comment about with Corey. There was a conversation between them where they were talking about. Were they talking about Blue, Barrett?
It's always about Blue.
They were talking about Blue.
Yes.
They were saying how.
Play the clip.
I mean, if Barrett can find it, or if someone could send it to Barrett.
Yeah.
Jameson said, "Play the clip." Tell me while Barrett finds it.
Well, they were having a conversation, Jared and Corey, and they were saying how Jared was saying how he doesn't trust that. Because I know who they were talking about. They were talking about Suri. And
you're talking about the emotional part.
Yeah, and then Jared was saying, well, you know how girls are. They're just emotional. They play with emotions. Mm-hmm. I don't think that they could make good choices because they're just going to base all their moves on emotion and this, that, and the other. And then Corey stops him and is like, whoa.
Yeah,
I don't think you can say that. Like, that's you're being pretty sexist right now. Saying that women are basing all this on emotion. And props to Corey for being able to, be able to just say that right in the moment, because Corey has been the type, especially in many different instances that I've heard of. I mean, this is the first one that I saw firsthand, but where he's stopped the conversation and just whoa, and calling people out on it. Props to him for sure. But that on top of, he was talking with Blue. I was mixing up my conversations. So he was talking with Blue.
Who was? Corey or Jared?
Jared. This is a different conversation.
Yeah.
Jared was talking with Blue, and Jared was basically saying, I don't think I could be with a girl who has been, he didn't say sleep, but he basically said, the gist was he can't be with a girl who's slept with so many guys because that's so, wrong or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to play the full clip. You can keep talking.
Okay, but
I just wanted to show people.
And then Blue basically, Blue's response to it was basically well, I'm not going to tell you because that's my business. I don't care what you think. Because
why would he? Why would he even think that it's appropriate to even ask somebody who? What? They don't have the kind of relationship. I don't think.
No.
The type of intimacy that you just walk up to somebody and be like, hey, how many people have you slept with? What's your body count? What? That'd be like if I went to the drive-thru at Taco Bell and they said it's 11:47 and I said, here's $12, keep the change, by the way. How many people have you had sex with? What? I've got a bag of bologna. No.
One bag of bologna to pay you with, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
But
I saw one
I
tweet
just
that was
don't
like,
even understand.
yeah, I don't. Watching Jared with Blue is arguably as bad as watching Cameron with Riley. I would
Wait,
put it up to that level.
doesn't he have a girlfriend too? I thought Jared had a girlfriend. No?
I don't know.
I mean, not that it doesn't truly matter, but there's just an extra layer of ick on top of it if he does, because then, I mean, you
I don't
should be
think he-
asking that anyway.
I don't think he does.
Okay.
Because I think I remember an interview when they were talking about showmances. He said, "Yeah, I'm single and ready to have a good time," or something like that. I think, but regardless,
Oh, what? Nuh-uh.
oh, he does. Okay. Oh,
Roxy got
I
checked
did
by
the same
Trinity.
thing.
okay. But yeah, it's giving me the ick, and it's like, regardless, you shouldn't be thinking that way about women. Like, and
Even if you
it's
think it, well, first of all, you're gross, but you're
to
supposed
say
to be
it.
playing a game.
Yeah.
So, what's it have to do with it? Is he taking a poll of how many people that everyone in the house has slept with, and like the top number is like it is up for eviction, or like why is he asking this?
It's Jared with Blue is uncomfortable. Which like
Because
yeah, and this tweet summarizes it for me. Really, it's just Duke the Duck says, "Whenever a Blue Jared combos pop up, I know I'm about to like Jared a little less." Which that's so true. Hearing him talk about him going clubbing and getting all of the attention was
yeah.
very interesting to hear about, and
He probably does get a lot of attention at the club. I'm not going to fault him for that. Well, I didn't hear the
still-
conversation though.
he's still
But
just a cutie pie in Roxy's eyes, apparently.
counteracting that with, oh, I don't, or a girl whose number is high is not good. I'm just.
Well, I
Get off
mean,
your-
yeah.
You and Hisam, get off both of y'all's high ass horses and high horse ass. I don't know what I said.
High horse ass is the way you
Yeah.
said first. so-
High horse asses and come off down from the clouds, because we're not having this. Like, you're not better than everyone. You are on everyone else's level. No one else is God, if you believe in that. If you don't, whatever. But no one else can judge. You have no room to judge other people. I don't understand people who do that.
Yeah.
And I know that's a little weird because we're on a podcast where we're judging about house guests, but still, it's weird.
Well,
when
I
we're in
think
that
that's
situation.
part of human behavior, though.
Yeah.
Is I mean, we judge people whether we want to admit it or not. It's just like that's an automatic thing. You judge without even realizing you're judging. But the difference is most of us aren't judging in that way. Like we're not
It's a
like
double-
wonder what their body count is. Ooh, gross!
double
I could never.
standard. Yeah.
You know, like it's like that's just trashy. That really is so trashy. It just ooh, gross.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, this is our only showmance. I think that will happen this year, though, is Jared and Blue. So, as a person who only watches Big Brother
Are
for
they
showmance,
showmance?
I think they're the most likely. I mean,
Well,
we had Matt and
Felicia
Riley,
and her mic.
and now that's ruined. But whatever. And Matt
Damn
even
it,
admitted to
Heisen.
Riley last night that he was attracted to her and had a crush on her.
Yes, I know. That's really cute.
Y'all forgot about Felicia and her mic.
And her mic. No, they broke up like 4 times.
I mean, I was gonna say that is like a volatile relationship because she's been throwing those mic packs around.
Jag and Riley are over BB Bean.
Yeah, it's not
I
happening.
like Jag though. Do we still like him? Because I like him.
I like him, and I like him even more that he got Hisam to say "F you" in a DR to specifically him in an episode. That made me like Jag so much more, and I'm gonna find that little clip because I laughed so hard. I even sent a video to Zack and said, "This destroyed me."
And I hadn't
those
seen the
great.
episode yet, so I didn't know the context. And I was like,
Oh.
what?
Did you know what he said? Because I know.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
started... Okay, cool. Let me find it because we have the whole nether region twist that we have yet to even really talk about. It's not a twist that really ended with anything crazy, but we'll see if it could. I don't think it's going to continue either, right? They're not bringing back
I mean,
another
it
region
felt
for
a
third
little
one.
like pointless to me.
I don't mind it because I think that this is just the right amount where
Of cornball.
what I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway,
This
it's
just
just
in. Zach likes cornballs.
He loves it.
anyway, I think it's just the right amount where it's definitely not coup d'etat, and
Sorry, coup
It's-
d'etat.
It's coup
it's
d'etat. Always coup
not
d'etat.
diamond power veto, and it's also not like battle the block. It's like just enough where you don't have any power really. I mean, Jag was safe for the week, but that's like neither here nor there because it also like it was a double-edged sword because you didn't know who to send.
Yeah.
And then on the other hand, what's her face? Bowie, the Australian, Bowie, getting sent to the Nether was like, what?
What did Bowie say when she was getting dragged to the Nether? You think?
She said,
Oh,
I hope they have
no.
Vegemite there or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my God. I
no.
was just joking, just to get Zach to say an impression, but I forgot that I hated that they made her call the Nether region 1 down under. That's atrocious. And then 2, saying that she hopes
I'm
there's
heading
Vegemite
down
there.
under.
That made me cringe so hard. But I
I'm
forgot all
heading
about it
down
because
under.
of what happened like 10 seconds later, which I have the clip now.
And also, Vegemite is gross. Right, Shy Boy, exactly. Bowie leaving it didn't have any impact whatsoever.
Would you rather it have a whole impact? Oh my gosh, I don't understand with you guys. Like, you don't like twists, but you don't want twists to really impact the game.
I don't know.
Then on the other
No,
hand,
I don't want the twist at all. I don't want the twist at all.
Well, too bad we're getting twists, Roxie. Sorry, it's Big
Okay,
Brother.
hey,
Expect the unexpected.
Hey, tone it down, Zach. Dial it back. I just think all of that is so pointless. I would so much rather see them
Oh, yeah,
do
Shy
other
Boy, you're right.
things. Huh?
He meant that she's not there socially, so it didn't really make a difference.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I didn't even to be honest, I forget about her, and then someone Australian or someone British country
What?
pops up, and I'm just like, oh yeah, Bowie.
What? What are you even saying right now?
I know. For the love
Australia
of God, can I play this clip?
is British country.
Is that a thing?
I mean,
like, is that like or are you just making something up right now?
I mean, no, that's what I would always thought. Like, Australia is the country version of Britain.
I don't know where to go.
Like
with this.
country, like as in like, yee doggy.
I am gonna play this clip so we never have to talk about this ever again.
I don't think that's a thing.
I wish I could make a poll. Is it a thing or not a thing? British
It's a
country.
thing.
Jag. We have a conversation about Blue, and then I watch him promptly ignore it. And that annoys me. It's a good thing for Jag that he's safe this week, because if he wasn't, he would be a really great replacement nominee.
I mean, he's got to be joking, right? He can't be serious here. This man is not serious.
How dare you make a move against me?
In a game? A move? How dare you?
Zach, are you going to ask him how the view is up there? You know, from his high horse.
Yeah.
High ass horse.
Ass.
High horse. ass.
Hi, horse ass. See, Amanda and Shy are.
They do support you and your country British.
I still don't,
Claim.
I don't think that's real.
I've heard a story where British people actually, Australia was where they were banished. Where people
No,
were
that
sent-
is true. Like prisoners. That is true. But how does that make them country? You just
Because
did
it's like
this to me like as if it's self-explanatory now.
Oh,
that's the
yeah.
cycle of
Everyone
life.
knows all prisoners country.
Yeah.
What?
Well, that's
Well,
why how
because it's
life
like-
goes, Roxy. You're British, and then you're a prisoner, and then you're country, and then we die.
Think about it like what's it called?
Evolution.
Oh, Brother Art Thou.
Yeah.
That's not what that movie's about.
They're country people in prison.
But they're not in Australia. What are you talking about?
I don't know
Anyway,
what'll get this conversation ended quicker is if I agree with Zach now and just hope that it stops, or just
Thank
tell
you,
him to
Amanda. If it's not real, then I just made it real. Y'all heard it here first.
Okay.
Barrett can clip it.
Yeah.
Like Texas
Australia
is to the U.S.
is British country.
That's what Terry said.
This will be one of those clips that's just like it was me and Roxy that didn't hop on this revolutionary idea about Australia just being country Britain.
And at the end of the
country
season,
England.
when it catches
What are we
on,
doing?
Zach will send us memes and videos and stuff about British country for like months. Remember when
Yeah.
I was right about this? Remember?
He sent Nick the Monty clip again today.
I saw that.
Just so y'all know, there's a clip of Nick talking about how Monty was going to be his husband when we did the BB24 cast reveal. And Zach has reminded him of that so many times just in the past year in some change.
I know. When he sent it today, I literally thought to myself, does he have these things like in a favorites folder on his phone so he could just get to him real quick? He's like, bam, done. I mean, it's
Always
that
got that
fast.
Monty video on lock. Zach, you have to end the show today by saying it's Zach's reality, our reality. You have no choice in this.
Okay.
But do it in an Australian country accent. British country.
Yeah.
Okay.
Islands in the Stream will not finish until you do all of those things, just so you know.
So British people are considered like it's like British Yankees? Is that what you say?
I mean, they are in the north.
I'm gonna that's where my family is from. Not my family, but my husband's family. Like my mother-in-law is Wolverhampton, and we have lots of family there. So I'm gonna ask them if this is a thing.
It's going to be a thing, I think.
I'm gonna ask them.
But also, it could not be a thing. And this is
It's not a thing.
going to be one of those conversations that ends in infamy, and one of those that I will regret not stopping 5 minutes sooner.
Yeah,
also,
Jameson. I don't know.
How did we get here? That's a good question, Jameson. What were we talking about? Oh, Bowie. Bowie getting sent to the Nether, and then the twist. I don't think it's that bad.
Okay. So you're settling on not that bad, Roxy. You're settling on bad twist.
I mean, I just don't enjoy it. But I mean, it just goes along with me hating absolutely. I cannot stand the theme this season. It is too corny.
It's because Julie's writing the show. There are no writers, Roxy. Julie is sitting there painstakingly being like, all right, this is the competition. This is the twist. I'm thinking we put piano on a toilet. Ideas.
And a ham and a harmonica. Natalie in chat,
toothpaste.
did I see Luke on TMZ? I did not, and I'm glad I didn't because I don't like him. All right, continue.
I settle on the nether region of not exactly a
hate
bad
the nether-
twist. Yeah, it's bad. Well, I
Why
called
is
it the
it
nether
called
last year,
that?
but apparently we're not supposed to call it that because that's not correct. It's called a nether region, and this is a game show where there was a person, literally named Cornbread on the cast one year. I'm allowed to laugh and make fun of the fact that they're calling it nether region, okay? And also maybe adapt it so I don't feel as ridiculous when I say it.
I mean,
This is still a bad twist, though.
it's like nobody. Sorry, I just read something in chat that I was appalled about.
Oh, yes. And it's
Zach?
true, actually.
Wait,
It's a-
what's true? Oh, that he said it. Sorry,
Yeah.
I thought you were like in agreement with him, and
And it's true. Yeah, sorry, I should give some context. We're talking about Luke and his claims today that he was malnourished and all of this other stuff, that and the studio lights and the big, I don't know. He had a bunch of excuses for saying what he said, and it made it so much worse now But anyway, that was the context. But I was saying it was all true what we were saying in chat. It is not true what Luke claimed, just to put that context in there.
Yeah, no excuse, Luke. Shut up. Jameson said getting pulled into the nether region is the most phallic thing he's ever heard. I mean, I've heard more phallic things, but it is phallic.
It's always with Big Brother.
I mean, oversexed, I guess.
Yeah.
I wonder what their body count is. I'm just
Oh
kidding.
my god.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, the nether region's body count is now 3, 4.
Yeah, exactly, Bean. Malnourishment makes you racist. That, according to Luke, with 3 Ks, Luke.
So which verses haven't we haven't seen? Have you seen all the verses? Scary.
Man,
Well, all I know is we keep
Scramble.
seeing the scary verse, and the scary verse just consists of people talking through a 2-way mirror and a Dementor chasing you around a yard. That's what the scary
Nether
verse
Gorgon.
is.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Nether region Gorgon.
Another region Gorgon.
It's coming for your booty.
Gorgonzola. Like, it's just the dumbest thing. Like, who came up with this?
No, Julie. She's writing the show.
Not the writers. They're
Yeah.
on strike.
Sadly, it's not even that far off from what the writers produce. So,
She wrote Gukopolis, just so you know. This twist did not really do anything. I mean, Jared just sat
Exactly.
there. Jag
Shy
just
boy.
sat there and said, "I love you, Riley. Keep your head up." And then Bowie is not in the game anyway, so her being gone, like Shy Boy said, made no
no
social
difference.
impact in the first place.
I mean, it's true. Shyboy says the comp wasn't bad. It just didn't need the theatrics. Exactly. Like, I don't even mind, like, a little bit. Like, it's just too over the top.
They
like,
need to bring an actual, like, serial killer in there. Twist it up.
I mean, exactly. And there's some availability there. Any prison surely would go for releasing them for the purposes of the game. I'm just playing. No, it's like,
I mean, we've had some lunatics in the house, so
According
we
to Izzy,
definitely
Cameron's
have.
already a serial killer.
yeah, we already have one.
true.
Cameron just walks up to him. Hey, what's up, bud?
Cameron chases them around the Desperate Housewives set.
Exactly. Yes, on Wisteria Lane. Jesse says, I love Big Brother, but I like the seriousness of Survivor better. Yeah. Like, I mean, you can have a theme. You could even have this year's theme and not be so ridiculously over the top. And it's the whole portal thing. Like, Julie, we know that they're not really going through a portal.
It wasn't CGI.
What are you talking about? That was a real thing.
No. It's so... Yes, Zack does have a heck of an imagination.
It's realer than Rick Rodriguez film. I think that's his name.
Robert.
Robert Rodriguez, yeah.
Talking about the Spy Kids guy?
Spy Kids, Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Yeah.
Gunnar
Instant
starred
classics.
in the Spy Kids movies.
Yes.
But I will. What was the point that someone brought up? Oh my gosh.
No, we're all saying hi to Busy Blue. Hi, Busy Blue. Welcome.
Hi, Blue. Tonight, Jameson? Zack is cracked tonight?
I think Zack
he
is
just-
always cracked. I think Roxie
Yeah,
being here has really brought it out of him tonight.
You
I
could
will
have just stopped with cracked. Zack is cracked.
I will say the only problem with most of these reality shows, Big Brother. Well, I say most. The Challenge is still doing the same kind of editing that they do, which is decent. But Survivor especially, they only like heroes. They only cast heroes. There's no room for villains. Everyone's a hero, which is problematic in a reality TV show because you can't root for everyone. You got to have someone you don't like, and I don't mean someone that's racist and bigoted and hateful.
That's also a good point.
Wait,
So-
you were so aggressive in that, as if that's what we were wanting to do, and like you're
Okay.
reprimanding us.
I was pointing it. It was the anger is directed towards CBS.
So who do you think is the villain right now?
Well, Survivor hasn't started yet, so
But who would you say is the villain
No,
of Big Brother
on
right
Big
now?
Brother.
Oh, well, I said Big Brother is like
Heisem.
less so because I feel like their true personalities show on the live feeds regardless, and I feel like Heisem's like the villain.
What are you talking about? But he said this.
Regardless, 1, you are worthy, and 2, you are pure gold.
That's borderline child of God. I'm just saying.
But the thing is like in Heisem's mind, and I don't, I'm not claiming to be a mind reader of any sort, but I think that even though we're seeing him as a villain, and he truly meant like what he was saying to her, like I really think he saw her as a worthy opponent and this as a game move and didn't understand like he was being over the top aggressive in everything that he did, and almost a little bit narcissistic in his soliloquies. And like I really do think that when he did that goodbye message, he wasn't being facetious or anything. I really think that he meant it like as a compliment to her, and I think he was genuine when he said it, which makes it all the more funny to me that that's what he said, because it's like, well, this is a 180, Heisem. Like,
Yeah.
what?
I do really think he was partly playing a character this week, and but I mean, that doesn't take away from in the game itself how off-putting it could be for the things that he did.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean I don't think he's a good villain. I don't think he's I think he's more so trying to be the villain and less so trying to play a great Big Brother game. Because there's no way he went through this week and said, this is probably the best way I could have played it in terms of how I talk to people. HOH-itis is weird sometimes. I'm scared. Like if I... Like, say we were playing Big Brother and one of y'all got HOH, I would be terrified of what y'all would become.
What are you
The
talking
power?
about?
I don't know. It could change you. It could turn you into a nether gorgon.
I feel like you'd be the worst
Yes.
out of all of us.
For
I would.
real. Yeah, because what I heard, here's what I've heard
We've
about
already
Barrett.
voted out one of our
I've
own
heard
co-hosts.
that Barrett is a snake.
Yes.
And I got it from a pretty good source that Barrett's a snake. So,
Oh, where
and
is
his
he?
name is
He's
Nick.
not here, is he?
You voted him off.
Yeah, I kicked him off.
Yeah,
Nick
because
can't
you
be here
kicked
to
him
support you.
off.
He's got vinyl
But
twos
then-
of both of us.
I mean, he swayed the jury.
He was the
So-
deciding vote, I will say.
Yeah, and
thought
that's
you
why Barrett
lost.
lost.
He is. Nick is why I lost a game one time. That is a weird fact to bring up, but yes.
See, so
said
does that
Barrett was a snake.
snakiness?
Hmm?
Roxie would definitely vote. Oh yeah.
Vote out Barrett's. I'd vote out my own child. Are you kidding me?
See, I could.
No mercy.
I picture myself like a me Cole, and this podcast is like my version of the storage room. Like I'm venting.
We are your walls and pantries, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
We are your bag of baloney.
and they actually talk back to me. And whenever I go into the house, I mean, I'm gonna have, or if I ever do, I'm gonna go into the food storage room, and y'all are gonna cut clips, and those will be my segments during the podcast. So I'm still alive.
Yeah, that would be really funny. Is if I like to imagine that if you were in the house, that you just gave these ranting speeches when you were alone, and then we. Jameson said, "Zach, you're not a Nicole. You're more of an Izzy."
Anyway, no, I mean, I could be.
That's so funny.
Uh,
That's so funny. I don't think anybody truly sees themselves the way that they actually are perceived by everyone else. I think we always think that we are something different than what we actually are.
Perception is reality.
It's too early. Don't do that yet.
Well, you have to bring it up in the middle sometime.
Oh, what
That way
is
it
the
makes sense when he says
foreshadowing?
it at the end.
If you
I'll
say
bring
it
it
in
up
the
again.
middle, Zach, people get confused. They say, why isn't he playing that Dolly Parton song yet?
Okay.
See,
But-
look at the power going to Barrett's head already.
I'm not HOH. I'm just trying to guide the conversation.
No, well, do we want to talk about the HOH competition anymore at all? and like what happened with the Nether Region Gorgon Gonzola whatever portals.
I mean, we can. I see. I'm going to expose myself a bit. Before we started the podcast, I told y'all that I hadn't watched the entirety of the HOH competition, and now you're sitting here like, do we want to talk about it anymore? So I don't want to say yes, but also I don't know what else to talk about because I only watched it once, and it was like 30 or not 30 minutes ago. We've been talking for an hour and a half. It was like an hour and 45 minutes ago that I actually watched it. So
Well, I mean,
I will say that's something that we should note is that Jared picked his door way too fast. Because he only read one word, I believe, and then he darted for the door. And the full word was, don't go to door with number 4 on it, or that starts with number 4. And he said he only saw number 4, and he darted towards that door.
Don't go number 4. Don't 4, Jared. Don't go.
Yeah, he definitely did not make a good grade in reading comprehension because he was like, "Oh, go to door 4, okay."
Now right. Who's playing with emotions during the game?
Oh, wow.
Well, okay, look, I'm not defending him, but to be fair, I think women are wired to be a little more emotional. However, when it comes to playing, like, I am offended by that because when it comes to playing a game, I am merciless. I am like, I'll do anything to win, literally. I'm like, I don't care. Candyland, Yahtzee, whatever. Like, I'm playing to win, whatever it is. So I'm not like emotional when it comes to that, but I do think females are wired to be more emotional than men in general. But that's like kind of a blanket statement. I just don't think it's necessarily always true. But I do think it's offensive to be like, oh, they're just making emotional decisions. Because I'd be like, I'm kicking you out for real.
There's my emotion right now because I'm feeling like you should go home.
Well, and I also think maybe it's not that women are more predisposed to that. Maybe it's just that women and men have a tendency to display emotions differently. Maybe that's what it is.
I also will say that I feel like women, I mean, it's true in many statements that they're more prone to, what's it called?
Nurture?
No, they're more prone to know what they're feeling or know why they're feeling a certain way.
Empathetic.
They're more empathetic.
An empath.
Yeah, they're empaths versus men, especially. So,
I mean, that may be true too, but like chat says, even if it's biologically true, and I mean, I think it probably is. It's not the reason for all of their actions. Exactly. That's what's offensive about it to me is that he would automatically be like, yeah, well, they just do that just because they're females and females are this. Like, what the what? Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What it goes
so Jameson
back to, though,
says, go ahead.
I was going to say, what this goes back to is that Jared is not very good at competition so far in his Big Brother tenure. Between the...
Well, he's no high sum.
No, definitely not.
But who is?
So we can't count on him to solve a puzzle, and we cannot count on him to not run to the door. That is definitely the one he should not be running towards.
Oh, yeah.
What we're saying so far.
Hisam's the only one that's won a veto this season.
Yeah.
That is true. Yeah, and Zack's all like,
and he nearly beat Riley. He got second place in the first HOH too.
Still.
Yeah. And Zack's ready to just keep Riley and throw Hisam up on the block all willy-nilly, like it's not going to come back and bite him in the butt.
Well, I didn't...
Get off your high horse ass.
Here's what I would have done. Okay, first off, if I was in that house, what I would have done is I would have told Riley, hey, tell your people to vote for you to stay. That'd be great for you to stay. I hope you want that. And we'll get someone or two people, probably Corey. He already owes me one. If I'm like Suri per se, Corey already owes us one, so he should vote for Riley to stay. I think that gives them the numbers, right? I'm not for sure. Don't quote me on that. But that gives them the numbers to stay, and then we'll have our side all vote for Cameron, or no, vote for vote for Riley. We'll make sure that Riley knows and be like, hey, we don't want you out, but this is the best way to do it because his mom has really been treating you
Hi,
wrong.
some.
Whatever. I don't. Okay.
You gotta
Hi,
care.
some. Hi, some. Hi, some. Hi, some. Hi, some. Hi, some. Okay.
Hi, Sam. Hi, Sam.
Hi, Sam.
Sam.
Anyway, we're just trying to make sure that Hisam feels okay, and whatever happens next week, we want him to get out of here. And then that puts us in the good graces of Hisam, and he's going to be looking at the other side. And then we'll just get a backdoor ready. But yeah, I wouldn't trust Riley though. That's all contingent on the fact that no one spills the beans, and that's also contingent of a lot of things. But it didn't happen that way. It is what it is.
I think a really funny scenario, which I thought of pretty early on in the week, was like, what if you just tell the other side the leftovers of the handful? Oh wait, I didn't mean to combine two alliance names into one sentence, but the rest of the handful alliance that is left, if you convince them that they're flipping the vote and then just don't flip the vote, that way it puts even more of a target on their back. I thought that would have been really funny to happen. Like if Jag and Blue and Matt just all walk in there thinking that Riley's going to stay and that they're about to pull this epic blindside, and then they're the only 3 votes. And then Hisam's even more pissed off, which I am happy to say that, like, I was kind of disappointed that Matt wasn't the only vote to keep Riley in, but her saying afterwards that she wasn't going to let anyone vote for her to stay. And the fact, I don't know, I just appreciated that because I didn't want like some bullshit vote that Matt gives out that doesn't matter at all come back to bite him and use as an excuse to put him on the block, because I feel like that would have happened, especially if Hisam wasn't somehow in power again pretty soon. He'd be like, well, you were the one vote that I told you not to use the veto on her, and I definitely said that I wanted everyone to vote her out. So now I'm gunning for you. I'm really glad that situation doesn't get to arise, even though it would have been comical to watch Matt hopefully laugh in his face that he would take it that seriously. That exactly, just like that.
Do that one more time. I feel like Santa. Santa, I know him.
Should we talk about Riley getting to learn that Suri and Jared are mother and son?
She's making her entrance face.
That was kind of her entrance face. Last week I talked about that. This reminded me of like the circle when people get eliminated, that they go to one person's room to see or to like talk to them, and you get to simultaneously see if they're real or not based on like the persona that they made online. I still get that feeling now because I forgot for a second that Riley was going to get to find out that Suri and Jared are mother and son. And so when I did remember it at the last second, I was like, oh my God, this is going to be my favorite part of the episode. And it was, because it was a really good reaction. Way better than Kirsten's last week, I thought. But I'm going to play this clip first, and then we can talk a little bit more about
Kirsten
it.
was smart.
Is part of this secret relationship.
Is it a romantic one?
No.
Oh,
It is Suri is his mom
Suri is.
from Survivor.
Why did Julie say
Also, why
that?
did Julie say from
From Survivor.
She said,
We've
oh God,
already
she doesn't remember who
established it.
Suri is.
She's like, wait a minute. The Suri in the house is the same Suri from Survivor, and
She's more shocked
Jared's
about that. She's
mom?
like-
Suri's from Survivor? What?
What?
No way!
No
Oh
way!
my gosh, I knew they were so close. Well, I didn't know anything about that, but oh,
I knew they were
okay,
so
that all makes
close.
sense. That's crazy.
And then they have the picture of them side by side where it's like, how did you not know? Honestly.
Look
How
at
did you
both.
not know, you stupid idiot? Don't you feel stupid right now?
What if they just put 2 pictures of Suri up there instead? Oh my God. What?
What if they just put up Felicia and Denzel?
They put
Felicia
up
and Denzel
Felicia
need to
and
do a twin
Fifi.
twist.
I will say this, as ridiculous as what Cameron's theory is, Felicia does kind of look like Denzel. I'm not even gonna lie.
I just want a twist where Felicia goes to the diary room and tells Denzel Washington everything that's happened in the house, and then Denzel Washington comes out and just pretends he's Felicia, and everyone
It's
is
a
okay
twin
with it.
twist, but they're
Yeah.
not
We
even
had- we
related.
had-
They're
Tori
not
Spelling on the
related,
cast.
and also I don't think look alike at all. So
She does kind of favor him a little bit, I think.
We had Tori Spelling before.
true.
Yes, that is true.
for Adam, right?
Back when Donna Martin graduates.
Tori Spelling, David Hasselhoff.
Don't hassle the Hoff. Come on.
Yes,
do
Bean.
it.
All players did know that Evil Dick was Danielle's father. We got the full entrance of
Oh, yes.
Evil Dick explaining to everyone that Danielle was his
He
daughter.
said,
What are you talking about?
hello. I've been wanting to come out and play. And then he says, I'm Evil Dick, and Danielle is my daughter. And Joe goes, oh. And then he went, and she hasn't spoken to me for 2 years.
Oh.
It was
There's
so
tears
good.
streaming down her face like
face.
someone had died or something.
died.
But no,
I
it
love
was a
my
photo.
picture, by the way.
The way that y'all
I
can quote
love
that so
Joe.
well.
I love Joe so much. And I was so sad when he went home. When Eric Stein had to pretend to sleepwalk and get in Joe's bed. And the next day, Joe goes, do you do anything? And I thought it was such a funny way to put that. Do you do anything? I do that for $1. I like season 8.
That is,
I really
that is a
did.
good season.
But if Suri and
Yes,
Jared
Jameson.
get to the final 2, they'll be the first people related to ever get to the final 2.
that's true. That's a fact that we brought up on our first podcast.
What?
That is, Suri and Jared make it to the final 2. They'll be the first parent-child duo to ever make it to the
No,
final 2
they're not.
together. I know that was a joke that we made on the first podcast, and people thought that we weren't joking, and we had to reiterate that we were.
I love that Jameson said, was Joe the one with big nipples? Because when Dustin was in the upstairs room and he first saw Joe, that's what he said. He whispered it. He goes, oh my God, he's wearing my shirt. He has ginormous nipples. And he wasn't even lying. Like every time I saw him, I was like, his nipples are kind of big. I love my picture, by the way. Joe's opening scene, he had the hairdryer, and he goes, and I'm gonna
Of course, the
blow
stupidest person
competition
with no special
away."
perception wins the competition.
Man, can you imagine the amount of the immense amount of Joe quotes that you would have in your arsenal if he lasted later in the game?
Ugh. And he would have story time at night. And everyone would gather around like they're at camp and just, Joe, tell us a story. I was there too. Joe, tell me a story.
One
I loved
time, my
him.
boyfriend gave me chlamydia.
It was gonorrhea. Remember, he immaculately contracted gonorrhea.
That was 17 years ago.
I remember it like yesterday.
Do we think Felicia is gonna find out at some point
That she's a twin.
that she is a twin? Yes, and your twin is Denzel Washington. Before I forget about this, going back to Cameron, his little segment where he was like, "We've got like the most like diverse cast of professional backgrounds," and then he persisted to name like every job that is on every season of Big Brother in terms of what they do. It was like
YouTuber.
yeah, Instagram influencer, DJ. It's like that's every season, Cameron.
For
How
real.
are you talking about? Even the Olympics.
Sales.
Like
Honestly.
sales, yeah. Receptionist, like crazy.
A flambologist. The liberal.
What did you say before you said the liberal?
Flambologist.
Oh, no, that's not what it is. Are you making a joke?
Phlebotomy. I was making.
Are you
a
talking
joke,
about somebody who draws blood?
Yeah, I was making a joke.
Oh, okay. I'm just checking. Yeah, okay. When Evil Dick won the endurance comp where he was frozen and shaking, was that the pressure cooker? No, Bean, it was not. Jesse says that was a water one. They had to jump over a lot. They did have to jump. I thought it was like a rabbit. Wasn't it like a rabbit?
It was a rabbit.
Yeah.
And Dick was shaking and he's holding onto that key and he's looking at Danielle and Danielle mouthed, "I love you."
He said,
And I
I
was like,
don't love you.
That's one of the best moments in TV history. You can't convince
I
me
mean, it
otherwise.
was so good. I was like, oh my gosh.
And
And then when he won and
No.
he threw that key,
the best moment in
yeah,
TV
you fast forward a little bit,
history-
but yes, when he won the other, though he didn't win that one, but he did win the next one. He said, "Daniel,
Yeah.
we've won this thing." I think is what he yelled. It was something along
Mm-hmm.
those lines. Gives you chills when you watch it back.
The best moment in TV history is definitely Kelly Wigglesworth. You know, Jeff, I'm not ready to go home just yet. I'm playing it for me.
I haven't seen that, so I was living that for the
Wentworth
first
does
time.
not count. Wentworth does not count. Wentworth does not count. Wentworth does not count.
Does not
Wentworth
count.
does not count. Wentworth does not count. Wentworth does not count.
I
don't know what you're
remember it,
talking
Zack,
about.
and it was good. It was good. So, you want to talk about the pressure cooker now?
Yeah, I think it's a fine segue. Also, you didn't really answer if you think Felicia will ever find out before she's evicted if Jared and Suri are mother and son.
If she goes home after Izzy does, yeah, she's gonna find out, because I think if Izzy knows that she's getting voted out and Suri or Jared have anything to do with it, she's definitely spilling that with so much aggression and headband wearing. It's just gonna be so entertaining. So yeah, I think she'll find out that way. If she goes home prior to that, I don't think she will, unless
Yeah.
they pull her aside and tell her.
I feel like if they get deep enough into this game, with how attached she is to Suri especially, I just feel like, I think maybe she will if there's ever a point where she starts to have mixed feelings about Jared. I feel like that would be a point where they may say, okay, well, we need to cool this talk, and this is a great way to cool it by sharing this big secret so you know that Jared is with us. I feel like that could be an angle that they may take at some point, but
Yeah,
I
it's
just don't
almost
see them
like-
not telling her.
People like there's so many ways to look at that aspect of the game, because people are always like, that gives them such an advantage, and I'm like, yeah, but it also gives them a really huge disadvantage. The longer you go keeping the secret,
Loose
the
lips and
more
shit.
damaging that it would be to your game if it comes out in a way that you didn't intend for it to come out. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just anyway, whatever.
And I really like Shy Boy's comment of, if Izzy is up against Suri and Jared, then she definitely has to spill it, or she has to definitely spill the beans. I think that would be really interesting if we had a Suri and Izzy nomination block, just because like she would. I feel like she would have to use it.
Well, right. She's going to weaponize that information. So it's like, once you know
Would
somebody
she?
else knows it,
I really think she would. But I
If
don't
it's
know.
her-
It's hard for me to imagine
She
it too.
seems like the type of fan that would be like, I don't want to
you
do
think
this
she's going to fall on the
because
sword?
No.
I
seem
don't
weirder.
think so. I've seen her get mad over something so minute. I think
yeah, but has she ever gotten mad at? I think if she's mad at Suri and Jared, she would. Definitely.
No, I think she could get pretty mad at them and still not. But I think if she has to save her game, being on the
Yeah, I
block
think
next
if
to one
it's
of them,
to save her game.
absolutely.
I'm saying if she's mad and on the block, but I'm saying if they're okay, I don't think she's gonna do it. I really don't think. I mean, you can cut it and you can say, "Oh, I told you, Zach. She let it out," and
Yeah.
say on day 44, Taco
Yeah.
Tuesday again, or no, that wasn't Taco Tuesday. That was the 8 shooters exploding. But I just don't see it. I really don't see it. I see her being the type of fan that, and this is, I mean, of course, I want Suri to do well. Jared less so. He's attached to Suri, so he has to do well. But I could see her not wanting to be the one known as the fan that ruined any chance that Suri could go far in the game.
And you shouldn't care about that in the game.
But
No,
that's
that
what I'm
goes back to
saying.
Jeff Schroeder's favorite question. Okay, Zach. And I think Izzy would have sat there if there was a Jeff interview this year and said that she would rather be a winner and hated. And I don't know. Part of me thinks that she would follow through with that. But let's be honest. If Izzy was up against Suri, there should be no question that you vote out Suri in the first place. So she shouldn't even have to bring up the fact that Suri
I
has her
mean,
son in this game.
honestly.
But I don't know. It's tough. She does love Suri. I get that.
Who wouldn't?
I know. And Suri's playing a game. We can talk about
Exactly.
that more in depth.
As long as it's jury, I'm keeping Suri. But if it's pre-jury, I'm not voting her out.
Wait, that's the same thing.
As long as it's jury, I'm keeping Suri. If it's pre-jury, then I'm not voting her out.
So you're
That's not the
keeping
same
her in
thing.
both instances.
Wait. No, if it's
Try again.
jury, then I'm voting her out. But if it's pre-jury, then I'm not doing that.
Oh, okay. Those are two different things that time.
I kind of got what you were saying the first time, but I get why that would have been confusing to others. But I get that.
Well, how it would have been confusing because he said that he would keep her two different ways.
I'm pretty sure that I did it.
I heard his intent. I heard his character.
Pretty sure you did.
Run the clip.
Twice.
Yeah, let's go back. Let me go find our YouTube link and I'll just rewind it real quick.
Someone push the BB rewind.
Reset button.
Yeah, the reset button.
Sorry, America. Also, when I got really confused when Julie said, America doesn't trust Heisem whenever we were doing the voting tonight.
And you were like, we don't, but how does she know?
Julie, you're so right. But we got to
You
get to
watching
this
the
vote.
feeds?
Like, I understand. I love that you're watching the game because we don't trust Heisem. But I'm actually going to find that real quick because I got really thrown off for a second, which I feel like is everyone every time. Actually, I just happened to click on it on this timestamp too. Julie was in the crowd. Did we notice that? Julie was in the crowd tonight.
I'm sorry, but the shade of her pants is very unfortunate in that shot.
Well, now you made me take it off.
She looked like she.
Now we've been
forgot to
flagged.
put her-
Yeah, now I can't monetize. Anyway, where's America?
Julie did it.
It's not my fault.
She didn't put her pants on.
We'll see. We'll see the tail end of Felicia's vote, and then we'll see America come up.
Thank you.
Also,
Thank you. I love you, Dwayne Jair.
she was
Oh, I
very
thought she was going to say
hesitant in that
Denzel.
vote,
I love you, Denzel.
too. She was very hesitant
America
in that
doesn't
vote,
trust
though.
Heisem,
She's so right.
but is she willing to go against the HOH and vote Cameron out?
It took me a second.
Oh, wow.
My brain failed in the sentence at the beginning of it because I also wasn't looking at the screen, so I just thought Julie really wanted to let us know how she was feeling and making a bold statement about America, which is
really
right.
doesn't trust Heisem.
Yeah, America does not trust Heisem.
Julie would never say anything like that. She is all about love. Don't you
Imagine
know?
if America was the one that said like the slur, and she was like, America has not is not acting in the BB code of conduct.
It would have been confusing. That would
Well,
have been
she
very
would be
confusing for
accurate
herself.
there as well.
Yeah.
Because America is not adhering to any code of conduct whatsoever.
We have
Not
expelled
in the BB
the
world.
country. Yes.
Yes, the country, not the player.
God.
Can we talk about the pressure cooker?
Yes, we can now. So we've got the pressure cooker coming back, everyone. Julie teased that at the end of the episode tonight, which I think I have the clip of her doing such a thing. Yes, I do. So I'll play that clip, and then we can talk about the pressure cooker and everything we hope it is and hope it isn't.
Okay.
Plus, for years, fans have been clamoring for the return of the legendary BB pressure cooker
That's right.
competition. Well, next Thursday, the pressure cooker is back with a scary verse twist. To continue watching all the drama, go to
Half of that sentence is really good, I will say. Half of it is really good. We're bringing
With
back
the
the
says
pressure
Scary
cooker.
competition.
verse twist.
Yes. The twist that everyone wants to happen.
So no lifetime membership to Netflix, I assume.
No, not exactly.
No flies. No margarita mix.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I don't know what the other prizes were, but
I mean, what are they gonna do? Have a like a Dementor running around in there again? Like, I don't understand. Shy Boy, I thought it was funnier when you said I have no fatty than Faith. But thanks for the correction. I was gonna say I'm sorry.
Does anyone want to give a brief history lesson of the pressure cooker for anyone?
the pressure cooker, you don't cook in it in this one.
Cook yourself.
Not this time.
Basically, you hold down a button.
It's
you
a box.
Huh?
Plexiglass.
Yeah, you're in a
box.
you're in a plexiglass box, and you hold down a button, and there's a light,
Like so.
and you can't let go of it. You can't get on your knees. You have to stand, and one hand has to be on the button at all times, or
Pushing
else
it. You can't
to be
let the
pushing it.
pressure off.
And in BB6, the last time it happened was whenever they let go of the button, they had to open up a box in the middle, and they had prizes or punishments.
And it was when, like, Kaser had
No bathroom. They can pee.
Yes, Kaser didn't have a bathroom.
Did they live feed it?
Yeah, it went for like hours and hours.
Didn't go for 17 hours or something.
I wanted to say
I think
13.
like 15, maybe 14, 15.
Let me see.
How many?
I wanted to say 13. Let me see if that's.
It's actually still going right now.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
still.
they're actually still playing. We don't even know who won. No, yeah, you can only leave the room with like 3 people out. Like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. After you take, like, after your hand comes off the button, you have to wait for 2 more people whose hands come off the button before the 3 of you can leave. Jesse says 14 hours.
14 hours, 37 minutes is what I am finding.
I mean, basically the gist of the game is that you get inside a plexiglass cube and push a button down and hold it, and whoever is the last person standing there holding the button down wins.
Yeah. Which is great. And I think it succeeded so much in season 6 because of the context of when they played the pressure cooker.
Right.
Because
Is that a truly split house?
And Kaser had just been voted back in.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
By America, the country.
Right.
not the person.
Yes, and he.
America.
I mean, like
6 years old.
Yeah.
It was a very volatile house at times, and talk about pressure cooker. The house itself was a pressure cooker, and they fought for it as much as you can fight holding your finger on a button, but that takes a certain mental, like, I don't know what word I'm looking for, but it's like, it's not necessarily physical. It is in a way, but
Fortitude.
yeah, fortitude. That's a good way to say it. Like, I mean, it is a very much a mental game of standing there for 14 hours like this.
Let's do it right now.
Yeah. This is the twist. We're starting. This is the Scaryverse twist. We have to do this on a live stream now.
And like, I don't.
Oh my gosh, I won.
I know.
was easy.
Yes.
I
I don't think the dynamic in the current house is such that they need to fight that hard for it. So, I mean, I know that we all are like pressure cooker, and I loved it, but I just don't foresee it being as epic as it was the first time because circumstances. Like, the
45
circumstances
minutes.
are completely different.
I'm guaranteeing you it's not going to go over 45 minutes.
If it doesn't go even 45 minutes, I joke all the time that I'm just not going to watch the show anymore. That will be that would be as close to a final straw as we could possibly get. I cannot sit here and let a pressure cooker comp not go that long. No, we're not even going to say that's a possibility. It can't. It won't. It shan't.
Yeah, I think bringing back Janelle or Kaser or both to host would be a great idea, says Chap. Yeah, I think so too. And Bean says hi, someone fight for it. Yeah, but if it's HOH, you can't.
Yeah. I mean, we have to have a good week this week. If this week is boring and the house does not have any more division than it has now, I really don't see that competition lasting that long. Especially if, like, let's say
Yes,
they
only
get
one time.
every bit of, like, the handful out or any of that group, and then suddenly the professors are like, okay, I guess we'll just decide who wins now. I don't think they're all close enough to necessarily do that at this point, but I also don't see it going for 14 hours and there just being like a war to win HOH, because the house is not that volatile. It wasn't season 6. Nothing will ever be season 6 in terms of how divided that house was and how back and forth each and every week was going. So no, we should not expect that competition to last that long. Hopefully there'll be some drama in it, though. I really hope so.
The last time we had a good endurance comp was honestly BB-18.
For which one?
Yeah, elaborate on that.
Y'all don't remember the iconic endurance comp?
Okay,
No.
I get that it's your favorite season. Nicole Franzel is your favorite winner, and
Yeah.
Ew.
just tell me the competition, because I don't remember.
I think it was week 5.
I don't care the week.
Was
What
it
is
the
it?
was
HOH
week
where
4.
they had their hands up and they
Yep,
were stepping over the thing? Okay, I do
DJ
remember that.
Steppa or whatever, I don't know, but
It's Bo
yeah.
Jane,
yeah, whatever.
the first DJ to ever play Big Brother, by the way, Bowie.
Iconic one.
But it was truly like it was a house divided, but it was also, there was very much big tensions going on during that comp too.
Big tension.
I mean, yeah, you had Nicole playing her game and then people catching on to it. Well, neither confirm nor deny BB being. But
I'll confirm it. It's disgusting, but it's the truth.
I didn't say that.
You have. Amanda said these house guests are too watered down to last that long for 14 hours. That's
I don't
probably
know.
true.
What if,
I
if you
mean-
sat there and told Izzy, like, you're not going to last 14 hours, Izzy? I'm sorry. She would probably last for 20 hours.
She might could. She might could. To be like, Izzy, if you can last at least 14 hours, we will officially change your last name to Fields. When you leave the house, your name will legally be Izzy Fields.
She said, you just want my hand? I could do 2 hands. I could put my feet and my hands on the wall. Do you want me to do everything? I'll
How
float
many
in the
buttons
air.
can you give me? I can hold them all down.
Yeah. I don't want Netflix. I already have that.
That would be hilarious, actually.
Watch a
I
scary
like to make up
version
those
be like
scenarios.
something where it's very hard to hold down the button or something, and it's not just just them standing there. And
Yeah.
Well, I
I
think
mean,
it gets kind of hard to hold the button down regardless, because think about how long you had to stand like this. Like, I would feel like your extremities would, or at least your fingers would start to be numb, which is what happens is they can't tell if they're still actually putting enough pressure on it anymore. And they don't realize when they let it off and it goes, Meh. That's a buzzer sound in case you didn't know. Meow. And, and so, I mean, that's what happens. I can't imagine trying to make it harder. Scary, yes.
I don't know. Maybe like they'll bring back the
Oh,
prize and
yeah.
punishment thing, and then that'll be the scary part about it. They'll do some dumb costume that's
I
terrifying.
put Frankie Grande in there.
That's already terrifying. It's already terrifying. Oh, wait, is he the prize?
And if
or
y'all
the
last
punishment?
under 12 hours, then Frankie gets to enter the game.
Yeah. Or they
Ew.
bring back the guy that dressed that goes in her yells at the house guests every
Yeah,
year.
the little yeller.
He'll
Meow,
go in
meow.
there and he'll dress in a funny little costume and yell at the house guests while they hold down the button.
He dresses in sloppy O.
Roxy's been doing a meow this entire podcast as a running joke, only to herself, because I don't
Come on,
think it's
meow.
funny at all.
Roxy, we gotta get serious,
What?
meow.
Huh?
We gotta get serious, meow.
Right, meow.
I don't like either of you.
I like it. Like Shy Boy said, are things gonna pop out and scare them and try and get them to like let off the button? That could be something that My God, I would let off that button so
Jameson.
quick. I startle easily.
Frankie
Thinking of-
already looks roasted with his fake tan that he has, so it's kind of easy.
I love it when you say things that don't make sense in any context when you don't have the chat pulled up. But mainly for audio only, when they just hear unhinged comments like that out of nowhere.
Frankie's listening right now.
Or
and
I
he's like,
just go,
"Oh my
meow."
gosh, Zach,
Yeah.
why did you say that? Did you know Ariana Grande is my sister?" And I'm like, I don't care.
We should all be
Wait,
ready.
no, I didn't. I
for-
thought you were just a media mogul. I had no idea.
He works on SpongeBob apparently.
I love SpongeBob.
Y'all are exhausting. Corey's gonna win the pressure cooker comp.
Barrett's speaking
I
it
think
right
that's
now.
actually a pretty good, guess on who might win.
Corey might
He's
be.
calling
I
it right
actually
now,
think that's a
but-
good guess.
All right, we'll say that, and then somehow Corey's gonna go home in about a week from now, and then we'll just have that clip that lives forever of him winning the pressure cooker comp. Or he could win tonight. He could be the next HOH. We don't know.
I will
They
say,
win the pressure cooker, but then they do some sort of what do they have a verse where they flip everything backwards or something, like a reverse verse or something? What do they have?
a reverse verse.
That's what it should be
It's John
called.
3:16 backwards.
The reverse verse.
It's a reverse verse.
That would be something they would throw out as like a last second thing.
Reverse verse, and so he wins the pressure cooker, and they're like, "Congratulations, you've been evicted."
Portal opens up, swallows him whole.
Zach standing right there.
It's a
just
real one
flipping
this
him off.
time. Yeah, he's replaced by Denzel Washington.
Felicia, my twin. How did you know? I will say though, this week is very important to win HOH because shout out to Ethan Amail. I thank you, Amanda. I watch his videos all the time, and supposedly he watches us sometimes. So if you're here, hi. But Ethan Amail, he's a YouTuber. Ethan is what Barrett calls him, but his YouTube name.
Yeah, we're cool like that. Just call him Ethan.
His YouTube name is Ethan Amail, and he makes a lot of good content, a lot of good BB stuff and Survivor stuff. He made a Nicole Winner video that I sent that y'all thought was a joke, but it was serious, and he explained how he won the game. But he
It
recently,
was a great video, and I'm only saying that for Ethan's sake, not yours.
you should watch it. It's pretty good. It has a lot of views. And he's not a Nicole Franzel stan. I will say that. He made that video and was not a Nicole Franzel stan, but he still respects her game. But he recently made a video about the third week HOH, and I never realized this before, I guess, but third week HOH is like, it sets people up very good, and it really sets the precedence of the game, because first week is important because, I mean, these past 3 seasons have not been great for them, but that's their own fault. But like week 3 HOHs in the past, such as Derek, my gosh,
Which one?
Just Derek.
Derek Lavasser, Tiffany, no, not Tiffany, Vanessa Russo. I was gonna say,
I like how we're borderline with the really good players with players who really failed. Like with Derek Lavasser for a second, it was just like, is he talking about Derek Frazier?
Yeah,
who
Derek
was
Frazier,
not
yeah.
famously went on all the HOHs, and now Tiffany Russo with Vanessa Russo.
I can't. I just watched the video once, but there was a lot of people who had really
You
good.
call yourself a fan?
You're not even.
What's his name? Oh my gosh.
Shy Boy helped you out a little bit. Turner won HOH week 3.
Yeah, Turner. He made it pretty far. The week 3 HOH for BB20. I forgot his name. He did the comeback. Fessy nominated him but it was stupid.
I just want to watch you do this now.
I forgot his name.
Who flipped?
No,
Sounds like SpongeBob.
I remember his stuff too. Oh my gosh,
His name starts with the same letter as SpongeBob.
Scotty.
It's
Yeah,
right
There
here.
you go.
Yes.
I was thinking. All I think about is Summer Steve, but Scotty won 3.
Steve won HOHs 1, 2, and 3, and that's how I remember BB20.
Okay, but yeah, BB18. I forgot who won that one. I think it was someone that. Paul?
Xavier also won week 3. That's right. Right after
Yeah,
Frenchie
Xavier
He-
won week 3 also, and
They did all throw it to him, though. I will say.
still he won it, and he set himself up pretty well, and but and Derek got Fessy getting okay, but week 3 is very important in the past. I mean, there also have been flops. Don't get me wrong, but still, I didn't realize how successful a lot of people who win week 3 HOHs have been. It's equal to, if not better than week 1. Definitely better than week 2, because week 2 is not a great week to win HOH. In case either of you get on the show, don't win that.
I will never be on the show. I've never applied for the show, not even once, and nor will I ever apply for it.
I think everyone should just win every HOH that they can.
That's impossible.
But you could use the reverse psychology next season.
Or
You're
in the
like,
reverse
oh,
verse.
When we go to the reverse verse next season, you could be like, oh, wait, I am going to win the first HOH because the last 3 seasons it hasn't worked out well, which means this season, maybe they're just going to assume it doesn't work out well for me, but really it's going to actually work out well for me. And now we're going to go back to the BB21 and let's never go back to BB21, first off. But in terms of the first HOH being the winner of the game, which we know, maybe not universally loved HOHs in those last 2 seasons that happened. Maybe we can turn the tide. Maybe we can be the reverse verse.
The reverse verse.
Also,
It's
I
a
will
thing.
say,
Look it up.
you could also do BB Can 10, what they did, or not win any HOHs at all. I know Barrett doesn't know who he is, but me and Roxie know really well.
Yes, and
exactly
it is
who he
absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I'm surprised Barrett hasn't seen it because it's honestly great.
I've seen
one
it.
of the-
I've seen all of it.
BB10?
One of the best seasons. Canada Big
Who won?
Brother 10.
We know him well.
Well, he was amazing. What a
He
great
was.
player.
Yep. I loved it when he made that move at it was final 3, I think.
He didn't win HOH, so there was.
But he made the move of like getting to those chairs at the end. That was crazy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, the way he walked over there. Yes, Kevin and Betty, dynamic duo. He said, just pretend like you hate me. And she went, I do hate you.
I love.
but I do hate you. That's
so funny.
That's who.
Yes.
I'm gonna say his name wrong.
Heisem?
Heisem, yes. His bland, like just non-emotional, like stuff that he says
Don't
reminds me
you
of Betty.
dare. Oh,
No,
okay.
no.
I thought you were
Yeah,
going to
no.
compare him to Kevin. I'm like, no.
No, Kevin is
No, because
amazing.
Kevin was amazing. Amazing. So
but
good.
what are we
I
talking
need you to pretend like you hate me. I do hate you.
We were talking about BB Can 10, but the next point I was going to ask you is we all have to make HOH predictions, and then I'm going to play my favorite clips, and then we're going to leave.
I don't have a prediction.
Just say
You know
a
what?
name. That's not Heisem.
Felicia. It's
I
a
would love it.
crapshoot HOH.
Corey.
You know it's not a pressure cooker, right?
Yeah, he's winning next week, Roxy. He can't win this week.
This week is supposedly golf.
Oh, the pressure cooker is not this week?
No,
I'm
it's
not
next
saying
week.
Corey.
I mean, this is what we got for the
I don't
HOH
know
comp at the
then.
end of the episode, but I can't really. I'm not good with it. I see some noses, those noses with holes with nostrils.
Oh my
Snot.
God, those are boogers. Those are boogers
snot.
in the nose.
It says, let's see, snot. What does that say? Snot. I can tell what snot. Oh my God. Why can't I see what the
Snot.
word is below it? Snot winner. Snot winner?
It's not a
snot
winner. It's not a winner.
Snot a winner. Snot a winner. Gotcha.
It's
Wow.
not.
That was a whirlwind, everyone.
I'm going with Jag then.
I'm going
Okay.
with Felicia.
I
How about
think
Blue?
Matt
That would be
pulls this
fun.
out and puts Heisem right on the block or backdoors him because you can't let him play in veto. But I would love a Matt HOH. I think that would be great right about now.
CBS deserves to give him one after disrespecting him.
Also that.
You know what? I'm sorry. My friend Amanda, who actually has been in chat, and her daughter is actually down the hall right now. She said today that what they did to Matt it'd be like if they, how did she put it? Something like, it'd be like if somebody were in a wheelchair and they didn't give them a ramp to get to the HOH room. They're like, just try to make it up there. You'll be fine. And
They
I was
did it
like,
to Jasmine.
that is true. That is true. That is true. But I'm just saying, like when she said that, I was like, ugh. I mean, I just feel like the visual of that, like a lot of people, it's like if you don't see anything physical, like people somehow forget that there's anything, and I'm like, yeah, that's true. But anyway, when she said that, I was like, that's a really good analogy, and also something that Big Brother would probably do. They'd be like, oh, we didn't even think about that. Like, come on. But anyway, yeah, I would love to see Matt win. Sorry, I just went off on a
Golf is
ADHD moment.
Golf and BB. Felicia, I could see her just being like, she's the last one to go or something, and like, I'm sitting alone. Thanks, Amanda. I'm a fan. I could see her just like hitting it and be like, I'm not gonna win, and then all of a sudden everyone goes wild like, Felicia is the new HOH.
That would be great. I would
love that.
As much as I would love a Matt HOH to go after Heisem, I also would love a Felicia HOH just to hear her
She's
meetings.
definitely gonna go after Heisem.
Her
You think-
PRs,
you
I
think she
feel, would be so funny. Everything she does, I think it's funny.
You think I don't have a voice? Now I have the voice for the whole week.
Can I play my favorite Felicia clip of the week?
Yes.
It is titled Sugar Time.
Oh, man, that would be nice.
They got sweet potato.
Yeah.
Is it more? It's no more
Is
brown
there like
sugar
sour
though.
cream? There's sour cream.
Wait, we got
like
sweet
cheese
potatoes?
and all that, right?
Yeah.
Scallions.
Get those. They've been
You don't
back
have no
there.
brown sugar.
Oh no, I would love a sweet potato.
Mr. B, can we get brown sugar by dinner time?
I would love a brown sugar.
They're on
sweet
the way to the
potato with
grocery
some
store
butter.
right now.
I'm- for real. If we can get some brown sugar by sugar time, we could do
By
baked
sugar
potatoes.
time,
We could
dinner
put
time.
did I say brown sugar by sugar time?
the diary room.
Brown
the
sugar.
camera. Give the camera.
Can we get?
Yeah.
Go make your request.
Can we get brown sugar by sugar time?
Every year, there's a house guest that I'm like, I want to be their best friend. And this year, it is her. She is just the greatest.
Yeah,
I love
I really think she'll be dragged along pretty far in this game. No one seems like they have any interest in ever targeting her. I know we talk about like Miko and America kind of slipping under the radar, but I could see them being targeted way earlier than Felicia. Like, when are you gonna get rid of Felicia? When is it going to happen? I don't think Felicia should even try in any competitions until someone even mentions her as an easy target. Because what are you going to do? Target her in a double eviction? I don't think so. Are you going to target her in a triple eviction? Definitely not. Which, who knows if we're even going to have that. We have 100 days to fill in this season, and now we have one less house guest than we anticipated at this point in the season. So who knows if any of those will actually happen. But I think Felicia's in a really fun spot, and I would be bold enough to say that she makes it at least halfway through jury. I don't know if that's crazy to say. Do you think that's crazy to say? Oh my God, there's other people here. I'm scared.
Are those Gunners fans?
Do what?
What?
Those Gunners fans?
No.
I'd say Roxy's fans, if anything. That doesn't make sense.
I mean, well, Amanda in chat, the girl in yellow is her kid. So she was waving at her mom.
You did foreshadow
Oh.
that.
She said, "I'm famous, Mom. Look at me." But I tried to mute it. So,
A little bit made it in.
I know. I was like, don't be real loud.
This is my world. This is my reality.
This is my thing.
You have cheer. I have this.
Don't hand me the baloney. I don't want that.
It is smoked bologna.
And it is in a bag, which is the most important element of that.
On Roxie's daughter's birthday.
Well, Jameson, one of them was my daughter. The
Guess
one
which one?
not in yellow. I don't even know what color she was wearing.
Black.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I know what shirt she's wearing. It had wings on the back of it. It came from
Chicken wings?
Sequoia, Georgia.
She take chicken
where
wings to the back?
No, it's where they filmed The Walking Dead in Sequoia, Georgia. And so it's a shirt that has wings on the back like Daryl Dixon. It's on the way home from Orlando.
You didn't know this, Zach?
Come on. Because, I got to go to Orlando every cracking year.
Never been.
Did y'all want to come look at the pancakes?
What?
This is the next clip I'm going to show. This is Sari getting tired of having to hang out with everyone all of the time, and I just really appreciated it.
I let everybody take the time they need. When everybody want to take 5, 10, 20, an hour by themselves, I don't come like, are you going to come and look at the pancakes?
I think I just especially found that funny because that's so true. Whenever you're in that game for like the first couple of weeks, it's just like anything that goes on in that house, everyone has to be a part of it, and we all have to acknowledge it. So Cerise saying, "Do you want to come look at the pancakes?" is probably a situation that would happen.
Well, and not only that, I do want to come look at the pancakes.
I would love to look at the pancakes. I'm really glad you brought that up. I also want to come look.
Now I want some pancakes.
Yeah, can we end this and go get some pancakes?
Making bacon pancakes.
Ew.
Get some
Okay,
bacon and I put it in a pancake.
We gave our HOH
Maybe-
predictions and we didn't talk about everyone, but
Come here.
I feel the energy, and I feel like the energy is calling for Islands in the Stream at this point.
It's my baby kitty, my new baby kitty. Isn't she
If I
cute?
can ever find it.
Meow, meow. Her name's Maybe. Isn't she so cute?
Maybe she is.
Oh,
She is. Oh, look, she wants me to pet her head. That's what she does. She lays her head over. It's so cute.
all right. Maybe thanks for making your premiere on the podcast. Okay. We hopefully have a wild week ahead. We don't have an HOH yet, but we're going to. And we've made our predictions for who we want to be HOH, or who we think is going to be HOH. Sorry, big distinction there. But hopefully we have a wild week ahead. This week, I would give a 6 out of 10. I don't know what you would give it. We almost had a blindside. We didn't, but we still got some good feed action in the process, so I can appreciate that much. Episodes, 0 out of 10 for the second week in a row, though. Live feeds, 6 out of 10. Okay. We'll be back next week. We should have a Nick City next week as well. But other than that, thank you all so much for being here. If you were in chat, or even if you're here after the fact, thank you so much for watching, listening, whatever medium you watch it or listen to us on. Thank you. If you want to like this video, that helps us a ton. If you want to subscribe to the channel, that would be great. You can catch us the next time. But yeah, you can follow all of us on Twitter as well. I am at Spicy Barrett. Roxie is at Roxie_Hotman, and Zach is at the Zach Perez. Those links are also in the description below. Yeah, I feel like I should have other things to say, but I don't. Or there's probably something I told myself I should say, and I'm not going to say it now because I don't remember. But Zach, I know you have something to say, and I think you should say it now. Do you remember what it is that you have to say?
I think so. Australia is a British country. Also, perception is reality. All reality.
That's not what you're supposed to say, but I do appreciate that. You're supposed to say Zach's reality in an Australian accent. Perception is reality. Zach's reality. Australian accent. Go.
Perception is all reality. No, wait. Perception is reality. Zach's reality.
It's like Forrest Gump.
I can't. I have to.
Can you do it, Roxy?
What are the words? What is
Perception
it?
is reality. Zach's reality.
Like in an Australian accent?
In Australian.
No, I can't do an Australian accent.
Perception is reality. Zach's reality. I don't know. It's
Perception
really
is
hard.
reality.
I also can't hear
do it.
myself that well.
Perception
when I
is
talk.
reality. Zach's reality.
We'll get it down. We'll practice for a week, and then we'll present our Australian accents to everyone.
What you talking
I'm
about?
out on that one.
Yeah, we got to the horns. That's all that really matters. Bye, everyone.
Bye.